said, I don't mind. I just thought that was an option if anyone wanted to go back.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an option, and I'm glad you brought it up, but I think we're going against it.
Okay, that's fine.
Allons-y. Let's go. Are we going? I'm sorry.
I'm ready.
I spoke French.
No, we got you.
Parlez-vous français? No.
Oui.
No.
I
I
Doctor
don't.
Who.
C'est dommage.
All right, so where exactly are we standing right now?
We're
On the ground.
Yeah, we are standing on the ground. We had just left these areas where we got the boons, so we were trying to think. I thought I had found a bunch of different things we could do, like, where you had to swim a lot, but you guys couldn't make it before. But now that you can breathe underwater, we have to go back. I mean, because, when are we going to get a chance to do this again? Unless we get potions or spells or something.
Okay.
So we'll have to go back. And the problem is it's been a couple weeks, and out of, my character probably remembers where to go, but I don't. I don't remember exactly where we went.
Start doodling maps. Okay, so here's a quick synopsis of where you were and relative to where you've been and also where you're currently. So you guys are in the base of a crevasse that you found inside of a strange room where Hoppler told you this is where they found the corpse of Derlithoth, and they defeated it and exhumed all of its treasure, which was buried with it. That's where the money for the purchasing of the town of Hilton and also the building of the museum came from. Great. Beyond this room, if you go back a ways, you would get to the main chamber, which had a number of exits removed from it. The one that you entered in, there was a broken stairway. The broken stairway led into that main chamber, the main chamber with the well or hole or pit in the center of it. If you guys went down the other stairway, which is on the opposite side of the room from it, at the base of that, there was a waterway. The waterway split off into two sections. One section was a very long passageway that Mel did not go all the way up. He stopped and retreated back to get with you guys. And the other way was up through the water into a very large chamber, which had a strange door and strange lights glowing in it.
That's the one.
That's the one that you guys were wanting to go to. He also figured that from the looks of it, it looks like the pit in the main chamber would drop into the big cistern.
Right.
Yep, there were these under the water. There were these weird lights, like you said. You said they almost looked like gems, but I didn't get near it because I didn't want to touch it when I was by myself. I didn't know what the heck it was.
Right, you wanted me to take a look at it.
Yeah, somebody crazy enough to swim there and touch it and then die, and then we could save you. So that's pretty much how it's going to go.
For me.
I'm not sure I like that idea entirely.
I'm all about it. Let's do this thing.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, I vote Aiden touches it, and I'll do an Arcana check to see what happens to his body.
I don't know if Aiden will go for that.
So just to be sure, you guys are going back out the way you came in. So you're going out of the, what we'll call the Hall of Eyes, into the Hall of Fangs, which is the room with a bunch of swords, the strange pedestal in the middle, and it had three kind of reliefs inside of it that things could be placed into. You're just not sure what. Did you pass that point up into the main chamber with the pit in it, and you guys are descending down the steps or dropping into the pit?
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, you know what? When we go by there, I'm going to take a look at where the three things could be placed. That way, if any of these gems that we see underwater or any of these other things, if they're the right size, we can know what they're.
Sure. So it was a sliver that looked like a dagger could be placed into, like top down. It was a strange kind of pendant shape that was kind of had like starburst out from it, a total of 12 points out from it. And the spot on the left was like a bar, like a gold bar, like some sort of rhombus or trapezoidal kind of three-dimensional figure that could be placed into it.
Right. I think we said that one looked like possibly the back head of a warhammer or something.
Something like that. again, I made no confirmations to any of your suggestions.
Oh yeah, just saying that's generally the shape that we thought it was.
Cool.
All right. Sounds like a plan, guys.
Down the steps or dropping in the pit.
Did you ask which one we want to do?
Yeah, he's asking.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we could. Wait, if we were to drop in the pit, would we still go past that underwater light thing, or is that we would have to go down the steps to see that? Because I can't remember.
I don't know.
Let's go down steps then, guys, just to make sure we don't miss anything. It takes longer, I think, but
That's fine.
I don't know. We could jump in
Oh
there. I don't
man,
care.
do we have time to rewatch the last like 20 minutes of that YouTube video?
No.
Damn it.
I mean, you can try if you want to. I don't know if they'll be there by the time you're done.
That's fair.
We could go down the steps because we could still get there quickly. I think it's
I
not
mean,
that
I'm
far.
following you, Malik.
All right.
You tell me
Yeah.
what to poke, and I'll poke it. I'm really good at dodging.
Well,
Okay.
I don't.
So you guys are swimming out from underneath, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Bear with me for a second. All right. Hawk and Mel even and Zell. Zell, you'll be fine. And Aiden, you'll have a problem. But when you get into the water from where you guys were starting, you remember there was like a passageway and then it kind of like filled up with water as it descended down.
Right.
The water underneath, everything underneath is completely pitch black.
Oh.
Wait, can I
Awesome.
see through it at all, or is it like even dark vision isn't working?
You're fine.
Okay.
I am not.
No,
Can
I'm not
anybody
either.
cast light? Anybody being Zell, can you cast light?
No.
What the
I
hell
do
do we do
not
about
have
light
light.
all the time? We used.
I guess you two are going on a solo mission, and me and Hawk are like chilling.
Or
No.
what if we tie ropes around ourselves?
No, I got a better idea. You could hold my hand.
on.
It'll be like Peter Pan in the Wonderland.
If you remember correctly, and Mel, you should be the one who knows this, you have a ever-burning candle that's attached to your helmet because you picked it up off of the altar upstairs.
Yes, you're right. I forgot about that.
Oh, so we can just follow the candle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why didn't you say that, Ken?
Because I forgot.
Oh,
You
man.
would remember, and I wouldn't have to tell you.
Right?
Okay.
And I'm the one who
So you-
smokes
so you-
all the weed.
You guys would swim the waterway, and you would go left. And at the end of this waterway, there's kind of like a glowing stone. Here, hold on a second.
That's the stone I was telling you guys about.
Oh, what are you guys doing with Hoppler? He is not booned. You tell
Wait,
me
I
this
thought-
way in
I
the
thought he
main
did
hall.
get booned.
Did he?
I think
Yeah,
he
I'm
did
pretty
because
sure that he
because
did.
I
Yeah, that's
He
right.
got booned, and so did his book, so that it won't get
That's
wet.
right. That's right.
yeah I made a special
he
point to get everybody in
He ran
there.
back in. He ran back in and said, boon. Got it. Cool. Okay, so you guys just bear with me here. I'm going to go ahead and snap us to a page. Should change. Didn't for me. Did it change for everybody else?
Changed for
Yeah.
me.
Yep. So is this underwater?
Yeah. You guys see a hand on the ground and, yeah, basically big.
Oh yeah.
Who's crazy
Huh.
enough to touch that? Because I thought it looked like it could be trapped, or I didn't know.
I don't want to
I'll
touch
touch
it, but
Can I touch it? I'll touch it. Let me touch it.
There's always
I'll
one. There's
touch
always
it.
one.
It glows green, but it
I'm
doesn't
gonna touch
glow enough to be bright. Like it doesn't shine light out. You touch it?
Yeah.
Cool. It feels glassy and kind of cold
Can I
to the
pick
touch.
it up?
It's looks like it probably weighs about a good 50 or 60 pounds, and it also looks like it's set inside of the stone hand.
does it seem magic at all?
Yeah,
Can I move it at all?
it doesn't seem to jostle or anything inside of it. But when you start to kind of like fiddle with it and kind of like molest it,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
see it
There's
be a
the
great
word.
sliver inside of the glassy kind of encasement, and it kind of snaps to you like a cat's eye and kind of stares at you.
That's a bit disturbing.
Whoa, is that like some magic eye or something?
Make
I don't
an
know.
Arcana check
Doing
if
that.
you are seeing it.
I'm not smart enough to do that.
Zelbor, your fear level should snap up because what you recognize is that a lot of the motifs and a lot of the discussion so far has been about beholders. And beholders typically have like cameras effectively all throughout their layers. This one seems to be active and functional, and it just looked at you.
Oh shit.
Guys, we might not necessarily be alone in this area. Of course, being underwater.
Okay, real quick, I'm going to ask from Zelbor and then moving to the right what you guys are doing immediately after. Zelbor, you can see that Hoppler's kind of already making his way up to the top. Like he's totally ignored what you guys are doing and is kind of trying to set himself through the ceiling. There's a hole in the ceiling. What are you doing, Zel?
I kind of want to try to pull Hoppler away from the hole in the ceiling right now.
The hole in the ceiling appears to be where you guys were originally going before you guys started touching the thing. It's the way out. It's the way that he said to go. Mel said to go in the first place.
Oh gosh, what do I want to do then? I am going to follow Hoppler just at kind of a distance.
Okay. So like a good 10 feet between the two of you?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hawk?
I'm going to go. I'm also going to follow Hoppler, but not so far behind. I'm going to try to sort of sidle up right next to him.
Perfect. No problem. You easily catch up with him. He's not the fastest swimmer. And Mel?
All right. Well, since I'm in my element, I'm going to go full fin.
Oh, real quick too. Hawk, you're normally in plate mail, correct?
Yep.
Did you try to swim with plate mail, or did you disband the plate mail and then put it into like a bag of holding or something and then swim?
Oh boy. I guess that would make a difference, eh?
Yeah, I kind of needed to know that beforehand because you're not going to swim up much of anything unless we start making some checks.
Yeah. So let's say that I put the armor in my backpack.
Okay, so your armor class is like what, 4? Victory shall be mine. Okay, great.
Huh.
Great.
Guys,
Well,
we're all going to die.
You're in trackless mode with full fish fin, and you are following after as well.
Well, no. What I would do is I think I would go up there and actually swim in front of. I don't want our little buddy there to get killed by popping out by himself.
Leading.
Yeah, I'm going to lead.
You easily outdistanced everyone else. You are absolutely in your element. And Zach, the eye's kind of looking at you as you kind of touch it, and everyone seems to be kind of darting away. Hoppler didn't even seem to notice the exchange between you and the eye. What do you do?
Does it look like the eye would fit into one of the holes?
No. It doesn't look like the eye can move. Like,
okay.
It looks like it looks like it is an absolute feature of the stone hand. Like,
got it.
someone
Okay.
broke the hand.
I was just double checking.
I understand.
Yeah. Can I poke it?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Can I poke it with my rape?
Yeah, you poke the crap out of it. It doesn't seem to do anything. It seems to be made out of a pretty solid stone.
Excellent. As soon as I've like poked it a couple of times, I want to. No. Is that I don't have like a bonus action because I'm a rogue? You motherfucker!
Well,
I can't like stab it real quick and then run
and then dash.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Okay, cool. And I want to take Hoppler with me.
Well, he's already up there. Yeah, he's already on ahead.
Okay, cool.
But as you kind of swim away, you feel this weird distortion, kind of like a wave through the water. And when you kind of look over your shoulder to see what it is, you see a bright red trail of light streaking out from the eye, and it kind of moves past you and slams into the stone ahead of the group. Kind of looks like it knocks a bit of the stone away, opening up the hole above you slightly bigger, but those who are below it, which I'm going to say is everyone behind Mel, everybody needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay. And then
I'm gonna use
inspiration.
No, I'm not gonna use inspiration. I'm gonna use
luck.
No, I have luck too.
Resolve.
Everybody's telling you what you should use. You're just like,
I know what I'm doing.
Shut up! Right. Play my game.
You can't spit it out though.
I know what it was called.
This is good.
How about that?
Nice.
Yeah, that's better. Indomitable, that's what it's called.
Yeah, that.
All right, so
I thought resolve for some reason.
Everybody who succeeded, which is higher than 15, so everybody, you're going to be taking half of this in bludgeoning damage. Hopler takes it all and is buried underneath a stone.
Like dead?
You do not see him moving. He is buried underneath the stone.
Uh-oh. Don't worry, guys. I'll get him. I'm the fastest.
Oh, Zach, you take nothing, of course. Yes.
Because rogues.
Thank you. I'm just letting you all know I'm better than you. Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna go from turn. We're gonna go in turn order to see exactly what happens, but we're gonna do it in reverse. Yeah, Hawk. Of course, you take 3 less.
No, I'm not wearing the armor.
Zach, what would you like to do immediately after the streaking ray fires out after you?
Our exit is essentially blocked off now, right?
No, incorrect. It's
whiter. No?
It's behind us. It's behind us.
He shot basically. Here, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me make some doodles on the thing.
I need a bit better understanding.
Just moving.
What is that thing?
It's rocks.
Okay, so you can see that Hopler's underneath
rocks.
it, and you're above it.
Okay. I understand. Can I move to get him out?
Hold on a second. Yeah, you can move down to go ahead and attempt to get him out. Make an strength athletics check for me.
Oh, shit. Nope.
So,
I'm going to do it, but yeah, that's not good. But I'm going to bonus action help Hawk, who I'm assuming is coming up next, to try and pull Hawker out, right?
So you kind of look up after your friends and kind of start waving down as you start like fecklessly like attacking the rocks, pushing like rubble from the top aside and not really doing much. Mel, you're next.
Actually, can I prepare to help bonus action help whoever reaches down and grab Hopler next? Am I allowed to do that?
Bonus action help whoever's next.
Yeah, whoever grabs Hopler next. I don't care who it is, but like I want that to trigger on whoever reaches for him. I said Hawk initially, but if like Malik is next and he reaches down for Hopler, then like I want to bonus action help him. You know what I mean?
In this instance, all out. We're not like in a heavy combat situation, but normally you have to target specifics. That's fine.
That's fine.
Mel, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to wave Zelbor and Hawk to keep going, and then I'm going to turn back and zip down there and try to move some of the rocks and help Hobler.
Make an athletics check.
All right, let's do this, guys.
With advantage.
Yep.
You're right. That would be sweet. All right, now let's see if I can get to my athletics stuff. Bum, bum, bum.
And of course, the real problem of the games, character sheets.
All right. So you get down there and you start pulling the rock aside, and when you get it off of him, you realize that Mel needs immediate assistance. Like, if he doesn't get assistance in like the next couple seconds, he's a dead. Like not next round, like this round. If he does not get assistance, he's dead.
Okay. Now, does he need? So he's not dead yet. I guess I will give him. I will lay on hands. Then
your action was unburying him.
Okay, they'll do that next then.
Yeah. Okay. So Hawk.
Or could I do a bonus action?
You can.
I will do a bonus action healing word then, because that's a bonus action.
Can you speak underwater?
It
That's
is.
what I'm
I just think
wondering.
Oh yeah, because
He's a
Drench they talk all the time underwater. It just sounds different.
I'll allow it.
Sounds like
All
a
right.
whale.
Oh, so helpful.
Ooh.
Thanks, Malik.
You got healing word on him.
Of course, because we have to talk to each other, right? When we're
Sure.
underwater. It kind
Sure.
of makes sense.
He looks
All
a little pale.
Well, now I got to click on this. I guess I'll do level 1 for now. I don't know how badly hurt he is.
Yeah, that'll work.
Boom. And then I sing a lovely song to him because I'm like a siren now.
You can see that he like even when he got smashed, the thing that he seemed to be guarding with his life was that book. And he kind of like raises it up over his head as he kind of like comes to and kind of starts pulling himself out of the remainder of the stone and kind of swimming up and away. His eyes glaring warily at the green stone. Hawk, what do you do?
I'm going to swim up to the top and start putting my armor on as quickly as possible.
Okay, when you get up to the top, there's just more water. So we'll get to you in a second. I'll pull you to the other map so you can see.
We have to go further to get to dry land.
Did your map just change?
Hold on. Yeah, it changed. Yeah.
Mostly black, yeah.
No, now it's good. I can see there's a grate, there's some circles, it's greenish.
Yep. Now, do me a favor and zoom out. You'll see that there's another map on the bottom. Do you see it?
I don't see this new
Oh,
map.
yeah, I do.
You're at the bottom of that. So you don't see too far up, and you seem to be under a decent, crazy amount of weight of water. You're not just like, understand that you're still very much underwater.
Got it.
Okay. Your turn is spent swimming out of the grate and getting up. So your height is where you're at. The other people aren't there, obviously.
Got it.
But your position is where you are. And it's dark, so you can only see the lights that you can see that are not Mel's. Because he's not there yet.
Yep.
All right. Let's go back to the cool kids underneath. Zelbor, what are you doing?
Question: would it be possible for me to cast darkness without getting, like, on the eye, without getting Hoppler and Malik and Ida? Okay, I'm going to
You
cast.
kind of cast it in the back of the room there.
I'm casting darkness, so I'm trying to obscure the eye's vision of us.
Do me a favor and just make me a charisma check. You'll probably succeed. Yeah, charisma check. Okay. So you're underwater. You kind of cover your hand and kind of like spit out the water to kind of try and form a bubble in your hand. And you say the word that was required to cast darkness as you point in the direction. And poof, the eye becomes completely concealed from everybody as darkness covers it. Okay. And then you kind of swim away too, right?
Yeah, I'm going to follow Hawk.
I'm going to assume that combat's over because my line of sight's gone. So you guys are all going to swim to the cistern, correct?
Yep.
Where Hawk
I
is.
used darkness, guys, and it was effective.
Okay.
First time I've used that spell. Well, second, that it was first time he told me to turn it off. Right.
All right. So the people watching at home, which is like nobody, but probably everybody.
There are
four
four viewers.
There are two maps. This is the map from the top-down bird's eye view. You can see that they came out of a grate at the bottom of cistern. There are lights kind of glowing. The lights to the right are on their level. The lights to the left are about 100 or so feet above them that they can see. All right. And then if you scroll down here, you can see that they are at the bottom level of this large chamber underneath the weight of water. The two lights on the behind them kind of go to some large opening or chamber, and the lights above them seem to have a landing or like a platform that they are underneath. The column next to them kind of goes all the way up to that. And it looks like there's a ladder at the top of it that climbs out of the water to the surface of the platform. Make sense?
Yep.
Yep. You guys gonna follow my lead still?
Yeah.
All right. So do I have to? I'm going to stay real close to Hobbler. Can he swim now, or is he still hurt where I could just pull him along?
He's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
You healed him pretty good.
All
You
right.
healed
Well,
him for almost all of his hit points.
okay, good deal. Well, then I will lead them the way of where you go up, and then there's the platform with the ladder and everything, because then you get to land, right? Or you get out of water.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll go there first.
Okay. So go ahead and move yourself all the way up to the surface of the surface there.
Would that be over here then, or am I at the wrong spot? Like over here?
Go to the map on the bottom.
Ah, okay. Oop.
Stop moving your token. Move your token back to where it started.
Okay, I'm all confused.
Yeah, you have 2 tokens on the map. There's one that's basically X and Y axis. So
Yeah.
go ahead and scroll your map down to the bottom axis, and then move yourself up.
Up. That way? When you say up?
Yes, that is up.
Alrighty, cool. We'll go up here first, guys. And we can at least talk about it when we get there. Aha, here's a ladder. Boom. Dum, dum,
All right.
dum, dum. I'm just going to go out of the water first and pop my head out and wait for everybody else to show up.
Okay. Everybody else, feel free to do likewise.
I don't know where I'm going.
Straight up. At the bottom map, move yourself up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I am doing that.
Oh, I see where Malik is. Just follow me. A little to the left, Hawk.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, so we can all pop out and be at the surface of the water now, and we could talk this way.
Wait, where is I? Oh, there.
He moved.
All right, so now we'll go up there. Fine. I will go
I
into.
can't see. It's dark.
You need a back. You flew through to the ceiling.
You went too far.
Stay with the light next time.
Hey, he can actually fly though, can he? Some of them can.
No, not Hawk. Aiden can.
It's ironic that Hawk can't fly. I mean, he's the one person that should be able to fly.
Hey,
Okay.
I can
He flies inside.
So you guys are standing on a very large column. Okay. In the center of this column is a device that looks like some sort of like dial that looks like it would take some strength, some effort to turn. The entirety of the column that you're standing on appears to be made out of steel. It doesn't seem to have rusted at all. And the dial itself is also steel. So if you go ahead and look at the top map, you'll see that we're looking at it at a top-down perspective now. You can go ahead and move yourself to that location and kind of place yourself where you want to be, and tell me what you're planning.
Got it. Can Malik and Hawk try to move the dial?
Okay.
Hey, wait, time out. Before we do that, let's talk about this a little bit. I'm not the smartest one, but I know sometimes it's good to think about what we're doing.
No, that's a great idea.
I wanted to come up out of the water because that way we could talk. Like, I don't know if it's worth going back down underwater and searching around more. I mean,
I would say definitely not.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I'm going to vote for not death by beholder eye in glass thingy.
Well, that's bad. Yeah, for sure. So, do you guys all agree that it's a good idea for us to turn this, or is there something you think we're missing, or should look for, or speak now, or forever die with us in the trap?
Oh man, I try not to think too hard.
So there's
that's
a door
Zelmar's
to the
job.
west. There's a door to the west,
Correct.
and this sort of metal rectangle that's above water.
Yes, it's actually a platform.
Okay. Are there any markings on the dial that seem to be related to the markings on the platform?
No, none whatsoever. The platform itself has just Vazriel style kind of art all along it, and the door at the head of it, it has if I remember correctly, beholder. Looks like it's being kind of bitten by a 6-headed creature.
Can we ask Aiden to examine the door for traps or anything unusual?
Yeah, maybe we should go to the door instead of opening whatever this cylinder is.
Let's start with the door.
Yeah, it sounds much better. It's like you're supposed to go through a door, not supposed to necessarily open up a cylinder. change the water level in here or whatever. And I know we can all breathe underwater, but we may not want that.
Yep. What do you
All right.
think, Aiden?
Yeah, I'll check it out. I don't give a shit.
Do that rogue stuff.
Okay, so my camera's not working for whatever reason, but I showed it to you guys last time. When you get up to the door, it's basically just a solid surface door. It has a bas relief of a beholder having 6 of its eyes bitten off, and the 4 eyes in the middle being maintained. And it looks like there's armies beneath, and kind of like a couple of motifs of women with 6 arms and 4 faces that are kind of like encircling it on the outside, like in the door frame. You notice that there really isn't much of a door handle, despite what the image might show you on the screen there. But there isn't really much of a door handle or any kind of device or mechanism that appears to open the door.
Oh. I have an idea, but we'll let Aiden look at that door first. I don't know what he can see.
Out the door. What would you like?
Do me a favor. Are you moving up to the door just kind of all willy-nilly? Are you moving towards the door in any particular way?
No, we're checking this thing for traps, so I want to be cautious.
Okay. And nobody else is moving up with them, correct?
Nope.
Correct.
Make me a stealth check, please.
Oh, yes, killed it.
Okay. You make it over to the door. You start checking it out. Go ahead and give me one investigation check, and I'll give you as much information as I can based on that. So there is no door mechanism. It is just a stone block set very tightly inside of a frame of stone. From what you can tell, the door appears to be anywhere between 5-10 feet thick. So it's more of a block than a door that's set inside of this passageway. You're really not sure how it's supposed to be opened, but all signs lead to some sort of magic or external trigger. There might be a mechanism on the other side or somewhere else within the complex that opens this door.
Awesome.
Your first thought probably leads you to turn back around and look at the dial in the center of the cistern.
Yeah, does the dial like move? Have any sort of like?
Well, no one's tried it yet, but from the looks of it,
can I swim that way?
well, you can walk over that way. You guys are actually out of water at this point.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. But if you walk over to it, you can see that it's movable, but it does look like it's going to take a lot more strength than you could muster.
Okay, then let's try and move the dial.
All right.
So it looks. Is it correct that there's like some sort of bar that runs from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock? Is that right?
Correct. And
So
currently, if you look at it, it's a bar that kind of it's like a dial, like a sundial, and so it's diagonal pointing down. Currently, the diagonal point where it actually is connected to the ground is pointing towards the door.
The diagonal point is pointing towards the door, right?
If you look at the map on the bottom, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's kind of like a sundial in that only one portion of it is touching the ground. The other portion is lifted up into the air. So it's actually kind of like jaunted into the ground. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Can we tell where if it's supposed to be turned or like moved back and forth? You know,
It looks
can we
like
tell?
the platform and the dial. If you stand on the outside ring, you can pull the dial and turn the device in the center. It looks like it's going to require some assistance. It's not something one person can do.
Yeah, so I think that Zell and Hawk should try to do that.
Do you mean Mel and Hawk?
I think that Mel and Hawk should try to do that.
Yes,
I don't think Zell should do any kind of lifting.
Zell would not do lifting.
Okay. You also realize that anybody else standing on the dial will cause issues with you turning it.
You guys gotta get here.
Over to the side there.
Yes. Can I just cautiously move over to the platform?
Yeah. Do me a favor, make me a stealth check.
Aiden has fallen off the cylinder.
Put him on the balcony. It's fine.
I
don't know if-
may or may not have rested on my right arrow key.
Oh boy.
Both. So who's the primary and who's the helper?
So Hawk will be the primary, and Zell will be the helper.
Mel.
So we need to. Mel will be the helper. Zell is going to stay out of the way.
Okay.
Should we try to move it, Mel, from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock?
Sure. That's fine.
Okay. So
We
my
gotta get on the other side.
question the first. You guys are going to try and move it basically 1/4.
Right.
I understand. And you said from. It's currently pointing at 9 o'clock.
Oh, I
So
see.
you want to move it.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought that we were going to be pulling on from the eastern side, but it looks like we have to pull it from the western side.
Well, no. Think about it as a dial. It's currently pointing at 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay, so then
You're
we're going to be
pulling
moving it to 12 o'clock, right?
Is that
Sure.
that's what you
That's
guys
a
are
quarter.
attempting to do? Okay.
Sure, that's a quarter of the way.
Right.
Perfectly fine. So when you guys start to heave ho, don't even roll, you cannot get it to move. It doesn't seem to budge. As you kind of mess with the mechanism, you realize that it doesn't seem to pull that way or push that way. It must go in the other direction.
Okay,
So
so let's
It
try
doesn't
that.
go clockwise, it goes anti-clockwise.
Got it.
Okay. You guys are
So
going
we're
to
going
go
to try
the
to push
opposite
it
direction.
towards 6 o'clock then, yeah.
All right, make a strength athletics check. Hawk, you have advantage.
Oh, you want just him to roll?
Perfect.
Oh man, we're killing it.
At first it's kind of like hard to push, but then you kind of like start to, you guys give each other a look and like a huff and breathe in deep and then push really hard, and it actually kind of gets away from you. Like it feels like the mechanism kind of takes its own control. And again, I don't have any like visual display for it to turn, but it's now pointing as you guys kind of push it. It doesn't stop at it wouldn't stop at 6 o'clock. It continues on and sets to 3 o'clock, so it goes full half circle. Does everybody understand?
So
Yeah.
our sense is that we didn't push it too hard, but it went the way it's supposed to go.
Correct. And basically, once you kind of got like a start to it, like that first initial push was the hard part. Once you got over a hump, the mechanism did its own thing and set
Okay.
it to the next position. So from what you can tell, it has two positions it can be in. It's either going to be in 9 o'clock pointing towards the door, or it's going to be in 3 o'clock pointing away from the door.
Got it.
Okay. Once you've pushed it, it's set to point away from that. Once it locks into that position, the next thing you hear is a very loud metallic sound directly underneath you, and then you hear water kind of just rushing. And if you look down, you can see what, at least what you can think you can see. The water seems to be going away. It seems to be descending. The water line's dropping.
So does that mean we need to go back down as a way to trigger the door? Does there appear to be any kind of change in the door itself?
No, none at all. So, Hawk, you're investigating the door while that's happening. I'm going to go ahead and move from you because, again, this is kind of a time-sensitive situation. Zelbor, what are you doing?
I am still slightly freaked out from that encounter with the beholder eye camera thing.
Okay. Do you
So I'm kind of looking around for kind of just anything that I might see moving around right now.
Sure. So you see it in spades. When you kind of look towards the door, you see out from underneath of the bridge or platform that you're on, these very large balloon-like things kind of start rising up. And when you look at them closer, they kind of look like beholders. There's a total of 4 of them. And they kind of float over towards and in front of the door. I'm going to put them on the map here for you so you can
Oh
see.
no, let's turn the water back on.
Guys.
Don't look now. But don't look now.
You see them?
No, we're turning our eyes away.
Oh no.
Oh shit!
So they're just kind of floating there like, what was the term that you used earlier, Andy? It was German. You said it. There's not 99 of them.
Luftballons.
Yeah, Luftballons. They're kind of floating there, looking beholder-like.
Awesome.
Dun 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 dun.
But I must stress, they do not seem to be like floating with any kind of intent. They literally look like floating inanimate objects.
But are they like in some sort of stasis?
You're not sure. But yeah, the water continues to descend. Zelvor moved on to you, from you to Zach. You're standing next to Zel. Zel kind of turns and looks back, kind of gives a guys kind of look. I believe he said guys. Did you say guys? You said
yeah.
guys.
I was trying to whisper it to whoever's closest. Guys.
Zach, you would see that there are 4 strange-looking beholder creatures kind of floating around the door.
Awesome.
What do you do?
I don't. He already called their attention to it. I don't know what to do. I really don't have any good ideas.
Come on, rush them. We know you want to.
That's my go-to, but that's just not this character. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Like,
Not at all.
Aiden is much smarter than I am. And it's really difficult playing a character that's smarter than the player.
So do something smart.
I can't. It's how do you generate an idea that's better than your own?
I don't know. You're stoned. You should have some good ideas.
Oh man, that's not helping.
It's not helping.
Should have the best ideas.
Yeah.
I have nothing but terrible yet slightly funny ideas.
If I presume you're just kind of standing there confused and just kind of deciding what's going to happen.
Yeah, dude. If anything, I'm taking the dodge action and getting ready to retreat or attack, but just preparing for the first whatever. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna do something here. Bear with me.
Just gonna kill you all now. No worries.
That's better.
Well, if I die, I have an idea for a character in mind anyway.
Me too, dude. I have so many ideas.
I have several dozen. I'll just be sad because I'll miss my bard.
Aiden is too good. That's the thing, though.
Okay. Mel, you see the development, and you can also hear the water rushing away from you underneath your feet. What do you do?
Well, my heart is going to drop because that's water. I love that stuff.
It's just leaving you, yeah.
But these other 3 guys, they're not so much into the breathing water thing. So I guess what I will do is these guys appear to be they're just standing there, right?
Floating
the
there,
flying
yeah.
things. All right, guys. I am going to hold an action too. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Can I do that? Can I just hold? But if I hold, will I just go further in the further back in the initiative? I mean, we don't really have initiative.
We're not really doing an initiative. We're just doing walkthrough. So yeah, I mean, you can hold. It's again, you're not doing anything. We're not in combat.
Yeah, I'm kind of want to know what these things are going to do.
Yeah, once I start shooting eye lasers at you, then we can get into combat. But right now, yeah. Hawk, what are you doing?
I'm gonna back away towards the hole. Is this the hole that we came up from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the way. It's all the way down in the water.
Yeah,
remember that's 100 or so feet beneath you.
So is there still water?
Away.
Oh, it's going away.
There's still water. Yeah.
But isn't there a ladder that led up though?
It's right here.
It'll take some time to climb down it. Sure, you can try and go down it.
It's right there.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to climb down it?
No, I'm just gonna go by the ladder though. I'm gonna if they start doing anything, I'm gonna climb down the ladder.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Hoppler kind of stays behind Mel because Mel saved his life.
We're buddies.
Yep. Okay. Good deal. Hold on a second.
Well, it sounds like a monster almost. It's like.
That's our impending doom, my fellows.
So if there's still enough water down there, I'm wondering if I could do some super dive off of this thing.
I just wanted to remind everyone that the picture, the bas relief that John described on the door, had some of the eyes bitten off of the beholder, but 4 were remaining. And there
funny.
There are 4 in front of us.
So maybe those are his what do they call that? When surrogate, maybe those are his surrogate eye stalks that he can hit. It's just a floating thing. So maybe we should just kill them all. I mean, but I don't know. I kind of want to see if they start shooting eye lasers or something. Then we'll know, okay, we have to kill them.
But we still don't have a way in through the door.
Yeah, but we still don't want things killing us, right? Maybe we just kill them and then figure out how to get in the door.
Okay, so Hawk, you said you got to get ready for the ladder. Again, I apologize for the vacuum in the background.
No problem.
I don't know why she wanted the vacuum now.
Passive aggressive.
No problem.
No, it's not.
I'm just kidding.
It's probably the cat area. It's kind of a mess. But no worries at all. I love you. I get it. It's disgusting. Those cats are poop cats. So like I was saying, Hawk, once you kind of get into that position, kind of look down the way there, from what you can see, the water completely exits within 6 seconds. All the 100 or so feet of water just exits out the bottom vents on the bottom. It was very fast.
Good drainage system. They pay their water bills on time.
It was very, very fast. The water. It just whoosh.
Does it seem like a suction action?
It appears that there is some sort of suction to it. Yeah, it definitely pulled the water straight down into those vents. But yeah, there's no longer any water in the chamber at all beneath you. If you were to climb down the ladder way, the ladder only goes down about
halfway, maybe, or whatever.
30 feet, and the bottom of the column is 100 feet or so, or 150.
Never mind the climbing down the ladder thing.
200 feet.
Yeah, that would not work.
Oh, 150. Yeah.
Maybe we need to explore the rest of this chamber. Okay.
So at current, the chamber to you is the following: a very large open space around you. You're standing on the top of a column. Mel, Hawk, and Hoppler are close to, adjacent to, kind of touching, not exactly touching, is a balcony. And the balcony currently has Iden and Zell on it. And just a ways, there's a door. The door is unopenable, from what you can tell. And there are 4 strange floating creatures that still make no movement towards you whatsoever at this stage.
Okay, guys, let's. All right. So can we just act out of initiative and all that stuff? Because I have an idea of what I want to do.
Go for it.
First, I have to check to see. Normally, my characters will carry a grappling hook, but I at least have some rope. And I want to tie rope onto this. Well, actually, we've got to be careful tying it onto that lever because it could just flip over the other direction. So I'd have to tie it on a way where it's not going to put the force to move it, you know? So I don't think I actually have a grappling hook with this character. I just have rope. So what I will do is say, hey, guys, let's get our rope together and tie rope down at the bottom of the ladder. I guess we could do it at the bottom of the ladder because then we could, like, climb down. Unless you guys can fly. I guess those guys over there can fly, can't they?
We don't have enough rope.
You don't have enough rope? Well, I know. Well, here's another solution: would be to turn the water back on, let it fill up, get everybody down there by jumping, and then turn the water off and let it suck us down. But then we could go down the grate, which that could be dangerous. So I think it might be better just to find a way down this way. Go, climb down, find out how much we have between the bottom rung of the ladder and the ground, and see if it's less than 50 feet. Or, we'll find out, what is it about? What does it look like?
So it's
John?
about 30 feet or 40 feet worth of ladder. It's about 150 feet from the top of the column to the bottom floor. So the water, from what you can see, it fills up to about 100 feet.
Oh, so we have to go 100 feet down then.
Yeah, and 100-foot depth of water drains in 6 seconds. It's pretty crazy.
Does anybody else have rope? Besides me, I have 50 feet of hempen rope. Does anybody else have rope we could tie together?
Yeah, Hawk has rope.
All right, well, then why don't we just tie them together, and then we'll go, put it at the bottom rung, and we'll slide down, and then, the people who can fly will fly, but the rest of us will just, climb down there. Sound like a plan?
What others? That's okay with me if others are okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Flying guys, they can all fly, right?
Yep.
All right, we'll do that then. Hawk and I and Hobbler will do this, and I'm going to tell Hobbler to wait, and maybe he could just cling on to one of us, and well, is he strong enough to climb down, or does it look like he's going to fall?
He kind of shrugs and he says, I'll just sit here. And you can see that he's got his book out and he's doodling the crap out of everything. Yeah,
but I feel if you get killed and you're here, we won't know it. You come down with us. It's going to be much safer.
I'm not a very good climber, he kind of says.
Right. You can cling onto one of our backs, and then that's all you have to do. You can hold on to somebody's back while we climb. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. We'll do that. All right. Do you want to climb on your back, Hawk, or mine? I mean, I'm not as strong as you, but I still think I'm strong enough to carry him.
Who are the people that can fly?
I think it's just Aiden and Zelbor, right?
Yeah, but you would know too that the flight is only for yourself. If you picked up somebody else, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
It's just like winged boots.
Come on, be a man and do it.
Wow. No, I'm
It's
happy
peer
to carry
pressure.
him. No, I don't do peer pressure or that other kind of stuff. But anyway, go ahead.
All right, I'll do it if you're
I do.
worried
No,
about
I'm happy to do it, but that will be a man. No, I don't think so.
You won't worry about that. You're not gonna pressure me, man.
Literally does not need to prove himself to anyone.
Must be swift as
Probably the only reason you guys are still alive.
There you go.
You totally made peer pressure irrelevant.
Right.
All right.
He's transcended it.
Yep.
Bye.
All right, cool.
Dark side, give me.
So if we do that,
We
Will
have our
that
own
work?
soundtrack. It's awesome. So we're tying together rope at the bottom of the rungs of ladder, and how much of a drop is left after that?
100 feet.
100 feet.
One thing that I would like to
I
point
have
out
That's
is
ridiculous.
that
I have another 35 feet of rope.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, if we tie 250 foots together, we'll be close enough to the bottom that
No, he said there's another 100 feet left.
No, at the bottom. I didn't think so. I didn't think that was what he said. I thought he meant from the bottom rung to the ground was 100 feet. Isn't that what it was? Let's ask John, since he's the one who knows.
So again, the ladder goes down about 40 feet. The rope, or the rest of the way, goes about 100, 110 feet. So you need about 110, 120 feet of rope. 120 feet of rope would be appropriate because you have to tie about 10 of it to the bottom rung.
Super. Okay, so
All
we do
right.
have enough.
All right, we'll use the other rope then.
okay, hold on a second though. How are we getting out once we get down there?
We're going to look around, and if we don't find anything, we're just going to climb right back up here and turn our water on, because we could always do that if we have to. That's the whole
yes,
purpose of
but
getting
where
down.
are we going then? Are we going back where that eye was? Because I don't think my darkness will be back up by then, and that thing was trying to kill us.
Okay, so real quick, you guys are descending down. Okay, right?
Right.
Okay, so if you are a climber, and you are climbing, I would like you to make an athletics check because you're climbing down rope that's presumably not knotted, and you're doing so down a surface that is not exactly like giving you any purchase. It's completely slick steel. So, and you're wearing armor as well, and you're wearing a guy as well.
I'm wearing a guy.
You're wearing a guy. So what do we do?
Someone's
Athletics
gonna die.
or strength?
It would be an athletics check.
Oh, okay. Happy to do athletics.
I
That's
kind of
even
hope
better.
somebody does die, because then I can bring them back from the dead. I mean, that's my purpose, right? Unless I die.
Mel, you tie the rope off and you kind of start descending down the thing. Hawk above you with Hoppler on his back starts descending the rope as well, using a very military-style grip. Mel, your grip is a little bit more loose in that you're not really like a climber of ropes. I mean, I guess.
No, wait a minute. I think I actually have athletic. I'm like, one of my abilities is athletic, so I can climb at my regular speed.
No, I'm not saying you're bad at it. I'm just saying you're not doing it with like a trained proficiency. You're just doing it with a natural grace.
Ah, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, Hawk is climbing like Andre the Giant in Princess Bride.
Right, not even using his feet.
And you're pulling off the Dread Prior Roberts climb, where you're just kind of like your feet are kind of hanging off, and you're just kind of holding your hands, doing it with nimbleness and kind of a grace to it. Whereas Hawk is more of a climbing down the rope. You get to the bottom of the chamber. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just assume that the others fly down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're now at the base. The place is completely done with water. And if you want to, on the bird's eye view, kind of move yourself down on the ground, great. But, yeah, there's the grate. Oh, I moved the hole. Epic.
Ooh, yeah. Nice. Didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, that's bad. It was in the object layer for some reason.
Weird.
But yeah, you get down there, completely flat surface, still a little damp in spots. but it's kind of got that concrete, just got rained on kind of look. And of course, you recall that there's a very large passage to the east. A very large passage, about 25, 30 feet wide, about 20 or so feet high, with two large growing sconces to either side of it.
Let's head there.
There could be a dragon in there.
So
Lots of space.
Send Iden ahead to look for traps.
Still wondering about those guys at the door.
Okay. So go ahead and move on in and do this on the top layer. We'll discuss the bottom layer here in a bit. I'm just fixing it right now myself, so I have it ready for you if you want to take a look at it that way. But yeah.
Bring Hobbler with us.
Okay. Go ahead and continue on. Tell me what you're doing. If you're doing anything particularly special, like plans or...
This is different. Is the floor different? Am I right seeing that, or is that just a map thing?
Yeah, it's completely different, actually. So this floor is tiled. The tiling appears to be kind of, checkered. It does look like it has kind of like a 5x5 kind of checkering to it. Pretty standard dungeon fare. And it has a darker color to it. The outside stone looks like it's kind of got like a greenish kind of color, probably just like regular stone stained by just water being on it, that briny kind of water. And this appears to be more slick and smooth and architecturally created. Like this is worked.
Awesome. Can I check? Is there any point in checking for traps on the different floor? Or
go ahead and make an investigation check for me, and we'll see if it's worth it or not. So it doesn't appear that there are any traps in this chamber.
Awesome.
So you guys kind of first advance forward, and when you get to the end of the hall, go ahead and move yourself like 30 or so feet forward. When you get to the end of the hall, you see that the hallway kind of like sharps into a smaller, like more narrow, like chamber, and the ceiling above you is about 20 feet or so, right? But it looks like the ceiling in this small chamber ahead of you is higher, like you can't even see it. And when you kind of move up to it and kind of look at it, you see that there's a very large bucket, wooden bucket, kind of sitting just idly on the floor. And if you look up, it looks like there is a very, very high passageway that goes up. And you think probably about 100 feet or so up, there appears to be a ladder.
Someone could fly.
Okay, can I fly and untie the rope that we used to get down and then tie it to the top of the ladder that we need to get back up?
Okay. You fly up to grab the rope, and you just descend back down. So you've spent about, let's see, just for my tallying, you flew down, you flew up. So probably you moved 30 feet around. If you dashed, that'd still be 2 rounds each bout. You probably flew while you were collecting the rope, so about 2 more rounds just acquiring the rope. So you spent a total of, let's say, 6 rounds for all fairness, flying, and you have a total of 4 hours, if I remember correctly.
Total of 4 hours, minimum of 1 minute per flight.
So you will be flying for at least 1 minute in this current bout, but we'll say that in the walking of the passageway, you've expended a total of 2 minutes because you had to reactivate. Good? So 2 minutes,
Fine.
3 minutes, 4 hours are gone.
Totally fucking fine.
Fucking.
I really don't care. I feel like you're the one keeping track of that, right?
I mean, fair. It sounds like Zell or Matt is probably going to be our flight treasurer.
Awesome. That would be cool.
Okay. So you kind of move into the chamber with the barrel and kind of set your feet down, prepare yourself to fly. When you kind of take off and become aloft and fly up, you kind of hit a point about right where the ceiling in the other chamber would go away, and you kind of ascend more, and it kind of just stops you. You can't seem to fly upward despite your efforts. You seem to be locked in that position. You feel like something's kind of pulling you back down. If you'd like, you can make a perception check to see what's going on here.
You got your coat stuck on a hook.
All right. So whatever's happening seems to be kind of magical. You're not like really hitting a wall. You're kind of hitting like a mattress, I guess is the best way to say it. A mattress of magic that seems to be blocking you from going up. It's like flying into a gelatinous cube, but it's not.
Okay. Is it blocking me or is it blocking everything?
You and everything on you and all of it. Yes, everything.
So if I were to like roll a rock up there, it would also stop the rock as well.
If you try that, yeah, it would stop the rock.
Got it. Then I guess I will fly back down and let them know that.
Okay. Once he gets down and Zell, you kind of look at what he's talking about. Make an Arcana check for me real quick. Okay.
Awesome.
Critical fail, I still get a 10.
You see what might be triggering it. We have no idea what it means, but there appear to be a bunch of runes or glyphs in the ring around the opening of this column, this passageway up.
I think it means magic.
Nod.
Would you like me to dispel it?
You guys look around for Hoppler, and he's not present.
Come on, Hoppler. I'll go back and get him.
Yeah, he's in the
dark.
He's in the main chamber, and he's kind of just walking around the column, kind of looking around and drawing it on his paper.
Hey, Hoppler, we found something. We need your help.
Huh? Oh, okay. And he kind of wanders with you over to it.
All right.
And kind of takes a look at it.
All right. You see. Wait, can he do an Arcana check, or does he know Arcana? I don't know what he knows.
He kind of pulls his page to a new page, and he kind of goes, huh? And he starts writing, and he looks at the markings up on it, and he's kind of looking around the chamber, and he goes, And then he kind of stops, and he sits next to the bucket and starts drawing. Not really saying anything to you guys, but it looks like he's drawing something that appears to be on the sides of the bucket.
Okay, we'll look at what's on the sides of the bucket.
Strange-looking glyphs and markings.
Hey, Zell, come over here. I don't know what these strange-looking glyphs and markings are.
Right. If we die, it's your fault. I'm kidding.
The bucket explodes, and everyone
Right.
dies.
It was full of shrapnel. It's a bucket of nails, and it's that big. It's crazy.
Can I tell anything about the glyph?
There's one specific identifying factor that kind of like makes you go, oh. The glyphs on the bucket seem to be the same glyphs that circle around the top, around the entrance to the passageway up.
Right, so we probably have to be in the bucket to go up.
That sounds possible, but how the heck are we going to get everybody up in the bucket? It sounds like a crazy frat stunt.
The bucket's kind of, I'm saying it as a bucket, but I mean to say it's more of like the best way to... Yeah, or if you think like the basket of like a hot air balloon, it kind of looks like that. It looks like it probably comfortably, like you could stand like 5 or 6 people in it, no problem.
Interesting. You know what? I bet we could ride up in this bucket in water and get through. But the problem is we'd have to go turn the water on. So that's an idea I'm having. Otherwise, how do we get the bucket up through the opening above?
Is there any way to attach a rope to the bucket?
Yeah, sure. You could tie one to, I mean, there's like a railing. Sure.
Is there a way to loop the rope around the bucket and then around the stairs so we can sort of pull ourselves up?
Around what stairs?
Or is there a ladder?
There's a ladder, but you can't go up.
Can't get to the ladder.
Yeah, someone tried to fly
Okay, so
up.
it was, okay, got it. Okay.
They were stopped.
You see what I'm saying about if there's water in it and you're sitting in it and it fills up, I guess
Right, it'll go up.
It'll go up. But the question is,
straight up or with the sucking? Never mind.
Yeah, well, yeah. If the water comes in too rapidly, would it do something to the bucket? Like,
Is there a way to secure the bucket to the ground so if we let the water in, it will not float up on its own?
You try to move the bucket?
No. I'm saying, so we're thinking that...
My question is do you try to move the bucket to see like how sturdy it is on the ground and how it's going to shift or move?
Sure.
It doesn't move. Like, you give it all your what for, and it seems that whatever is the base of this thing is made out of, it's heavy enough that you're not sliding it or jaunting it or shifting it on the stone at all.
Does it even look buoyant?
Make a
Buoyancy check. That's intelligence.
Let's go with, if you have vehicles water, you can make that check. If you don't have vehicles water, just an intelligence check.
So, look at that. Tell me what you think. You're the smart one. I mean, I could try, but I'm not very smart.
I mean, honestly, Aiden's probably the smartest one we have.
With my +0?
Never mind. I've got a +1.
We're all stupid.
Hawk has a -1. Yeah, that's why Cardiff is such a great addition to the
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
Wow, double 70. Way to boss it up, kids. It doesn't appear to be buoyant, but it appears to be made completely and entirely out of a very strange and dark-colored wood.
I got an idea, guys. If we don't want to do the old sit in the bucket and do water thing, because, well, actually, you guys can breathe water, so what's the worst that could happen besides getting bludgeoned by a force of water? But no,
Getting
if we
bludgeoned by a force of water.
Yeah, besides, if we decide we don't want to do that, why don't I somehow get up to the top there and dispel magic on those ruins and see if we can get up if the ruins are gone? You know what I mean? Or do something like that. We could try to do dispel magic. That's a possibility. But I kind of like the idea of trying to ride a bucket up there because it's kind of cool. You know, I mean, think we could like send a snapshot back of us going over the waterfall in a bucket.
There's a point at the ascent that it actually takes a picture for you. Then once you get up the ladder, you can pay for pictures.
Exactly. We could be like, oh man, why were you so scared, Hobbler?
Because I'm always scared. That's how I live my life. I've got felons chasing me, and I like delving into old dungeons with beholders. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah, he's got a death wish. So I don't know.
Choices.
What do you guys think? It seems like that would work to me, but I don't know. I don't want to. I'll do it. I guess I'll say. But
pretty much out of nowhere, Hoppler says, "If you ride it up, someone's gonna have to stay down here."
Yeah.
Hoppler kind of shrugs. I'm all for it, but I'd rather not stay around with those things floating around there.
Yeah.
I think we should try fighting those things.
I can stay.
That's a sensible way to get out.
Yeah, we can go try to kill
sure
those.
I'll survive.
I'll stay. I mean, if it involves staying underwater, but that's probably not the best bet because if anybody goes up there and gets hurt, then I guess Zell can heal them. But I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I think we got two choices: either going up the bucket or going and killing those beholders things, or I guess we could look around more and see if we find anything else.
My vote is to try to kill the beholder things.
What do you think, Hawk?
I'm not sure that killing the beholder things will actually open the door.
Good point.
Worst comes to worst, we kill them and we have to try the bucket thing anyway.
Hoppler kind of looks at you like, I'm not sure it's going to open the door either, but what I do think I know is that they won't be around if I'm sticking around behind.
True. Very good point. So what do you guys think? Somebody has to make a decision for the group, and I'll go with it. Either of those options. Somebody just has to make the decision, unless you want me to make it, which is fine.
Quick question, John. From the floor up to where the beholders still are, about how far is that?
170 feet, because they're floating about 10, 15 feet above the balcony. The balcony is about 150 feet off the ground.
Balcony is about 150 feet up.
How about this? Aiden flies, brings the rope and ties it back to the other ladder that it was on previously.
Mm-hmm.
Does Zell think he'd be able to turn the dial by himself? Or would it still take two people to turn it back to the other position?
Hoppler kind of looks at you guys and says, "Do you have anything that's heavy?"
Do we have anything that's heavy?
We have Malik.
No, like an object, because I could probably do it myself.
What, are you saying that you'll stay behind?
Well, yeah. This place seems safe enough, except for those weird floating things.
I don't think it's a good idea to leave anybody behind.
Plus, I got a lot of drawing to do. This place is massive.
He seems like he wants to stay behind. I'm fine with that.
I don't know. I feel if we leave him, he's going to die, but all right.
Well, we don't know what's on the other side of the bucket. And if it's something that's threatening, me being on the other side of the bucket isn't going to help you guys at all. As long as you can eventually get me to the bucket after it's cleared out of whatever venomous and vile things are beyond, and I get to draw it, I don't care when I get there, but I still have a lot of drawing to do in here. There's a lot of notes.
Here's the question.
You guys keep rushing me around, and we haven't found anything to do. Just get me back up to the dial, and I'll figure. I mean, I just need a heavy object, and I could probably open that myself.
Well, here's one quick question. If we can't get back down on the other side, is there any way we could signal?
Oh, yeah, sure. And he kind of reaches into his bag and starts kind of futzing around. Oh, here. And he pulls out 2 stones and he hands one to Zelvor.
Oh, the stones.
So just spend a minute here and get this sorted out. You spend the next minute or so going, can you hear me now? Good. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good. They appear to be a pair of setting stones.
Good to know. All right. Well,
I just need something heavy.
How heavy?
A couple 100 pounds.
Oh, I think I know what we could use. We just remember when I brought all that gold from underwater to you guys? That stuff is pretty heavy.
You got a sack?
Why don't we put that in a sack? And I found my grappling hook in my backpack. Not that I don't know if you need that for anything, but I did just find it.
We have 6,900 gold pieces in my backpack of holding.
Well, yeah, but we want to take some of that and put it into my backpack or something, and that way we want the weight to be there. You know what I mean? So, of course,
so you could just take. Why don't you just take my backpack and swim up with and go up with him?
Well, first we have to get the rope up, but yeah, I could do that. I could go up with them and then come back,
then
right?
You can swim back down, right?
Well,
yeah, sure.
So Aiden, he's going to fly up, attach the rope, and then Mel is going to take Hoppler up on the rope, right?
Yep.
He's going to hand Hoppler a bit of rope and a bag, and he's going to leave Hoppler to it. Now, at this point, do you want to climb back down and then wait for a signal for him to turn the dial, or do you want him to turn the dial and then you jump in and swim down?
Well, we've got the stones, right? So we can communicate when we're set.
You can communicate with Hoppler whenever you'd like, and he is.
The water filled up really quickly,
Yep.
Mel. I think you should be down and in the bucket already.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
think we
get
should
in the
just use
bucket.
the sending stone.
Okay, so once you're down there, Hoppler says to you, wait, I got an idea. And you hear him kind of grunting, kind of like he sets the stone down, and you look up at him, and you can see him climbing down the ladder again after he's got his pulley system with the bag of gold. And once he gets down to the bottom of the ladder and you guys are all at the base, he unties the rope and lets it drop down to you. And then he climbs back up the ladder and gets back up to the dial. And he yells down and it echoes. He yells, oh, hold on, actually. He stops for a second before you go down, Mel, and he says, what about those? And he gestures to the spores. Aiden, you're still up here as well.
Gestures to what?
Those weird eye things.
Oh, what about them? That's why I didn't want to leave you here alone, because let's say we leave and then they come and kill you. But you know what?
Well, then kill them first and then go.
Oh. I don't know. Do you guys want to do that?
I was suggesting that for the longest time.
All right. That could create more problems, but hey, at least somebody's deciding to do something, so let's do it.
Hoppler backs away. Hawk, you are down at the base. You can climb up the rope if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need a athletics check from both Mel and Hawk. And then, Zell, you're at the base. You want to fly up, or?
I'm going to...
12's fine.
I'm going to currently fly up so that I'm even with the ladder.
Okay.
And just kind of hold on there for a second.
Got it. Okay, so what are you doing for these weird eye things?
Who wants to start? Maybe a blast of magic?
Or I could do a ranged attack.
I could throw this really awesome trident that I have.
I can always do this.
Magic missile.
Okay, are you firing your 3 missiles at one individual target or one at each?
I'm going to do some experimenting. I'm going to do one bout of magic missiles at that guy right there, and see if only he reacts or if all of them react.
So the second the first one hits him, it kind of like makes this weird kind of like face, and his eye in the middle starts swelling, and then it just bursts and explodes, and spores just start flying everywhere.
Oh,
shit.
Crap.
You guys are well outside of the range of the spores, but there's now a cloud of spores that slowly descends down in that kind of location, and that thing appears to be dead.
What kind of spores?
When it does what it does, just nasty looking kind of spores. If you've ever seen Avatar, just think something like that. When it does explode, this one kind of like hits against this wall here and then kind of like bounces that way. And this one kind of bounces like that. And then this one kind of goes like this. Just the force of the explosion seems to have sent the other ones away. And they kind of just seem to be floating in those directions, just kind of slowly.
I don't think we should get in the spore cloud, wherever those things are.
We can wait for it to settle, then set it on fire or something?
If you guys are just like, the magic missile firing shot goes, and then after that, you guys wait a couple seconds. The spores disperse after just a short second. It's more of just like a poof, and then just dispersion. They're like down on the floor, like heading down to the floor already, like the ground.
That almost has me more worried.
Yeah.
Should we get rid of the other ones?
How about we turn to Hoppler and say, are you okay with us going now, or do you want us to get rid of the other ones?
Kill them all. They're weird looking. They keep looking at me. Zell, you would note that the very first magic missile that touched it, because it usually goes in like a pitter patter, it goes tap 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 instead of just all at the same time. The very first one detonated it. The other two just started circling around at where it was and then dissipated because they had no target left.
Right.
So you're assuming that the first missile killed it.
I mean, I could always use one more charge and just get rid of the other 3 if it's just one missile.
Do that.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to let loose a second volley and
pop, pop, pop. All 3 of them pop, and the spores just kind of disperse in the air, kind of just slowly descending down to the ground. It looks like the potency of the spore burst was kind of like an initial thing, and then it kind of seems to kind of disperse to a point where it doesn't look like it's choking or like horrible.
Could I try to figure out what that was?
Yeah, make a Arcana check.
Nice.
So these are what are known as gas spores. They kind of like exist where beholders typically are. They're a fungus, technically, a plant. They typically grow where beholder corpses might be, sometimes out of beholder's waste. They definitely grow in beholder layers more often than not. In some cases, beholder corpses, like parts of their psyche can be kind of left in these weird fungus and kind of give them sentience or maliciousness towards the living. They're plants, but they have like traits of undead. They're very strange.
Okay, that was weird. What does the door look like now? Out of curiosity.
Looks like a door.
Well, wasn't there the beholder with the 4 stalks on it?
Yeah, it's still exactly the same.
Okay.
Nothing's changed about the door. From what you recall from when they kind of appeared, when the water started to like make a violent motion, they kind of floated out from underneath the balcony.
Pressure change or something.
Mm-hmm. And now thinking about it, when you kind of look underneath and kind of see there's like a bunch of other fungus that are hanging down from it, from underneath the balcony. None that appear to be beholder-like, but there's definitely a lot of mushrooms kind of growing underneath.
Weird.
Probably the moisture and the darkness.
Hoffler kind of gives a sigh of relief and he says, "Great, perfect. We'll get down there and let me know when you're ready."
All right, let's go, guys.
The same thing happens once you guys get down, climb down your way. He unties the rope, and drops it back down to you. So you kind of like gather up the rope and then head over to the basket.
All right, guys, let's go in the basket or the bucket or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's kick the bucket.
Just don't become a basket case when we do this.
All right, too late. Already.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself.
The puns.
So bad.
They are bad.
Physically hurt me.
It's true. Okay, so once you get there, you give the command to Hoppler, "Hey, go ahead and move it." You hear some grunting and shifting, and the sound of chains kind of banging against the steel column. But eventually, you hear a click from the sending stone, and then you start to see the water rush out. You can kind of see the column outside just a little bit, and there's a lot of motion coming from there, and it starts to spill into your room here. And it kind of hits at like maybe a 6-inch like depth at first, but immediately starts to rise like very quickly after that. The bucket doesn't move, despite being hit by a wave of water and then pushed up by a wave of water. It ascends. It does not shift its position. As it kind of comes to the opening above you, it seems to move slightly, but it seems to set itself perfectly to where it needs to be to ascend up the column so that its rounded edges are actually kind of grinding against the stone on the sides, but it's completely flawless. Like it fits perfectly. If you were underneath it, you wouldn't be able to get over it because it's in the way. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to move you down into the other map. So just go ahead and bear with me here. I'm going to delete the other U's that are down there already. Okay, so you guys should see the ladder and everything, right?
Yep.
Perfect. What do you do?
So we still have to climb up the ladder more to get to the top, or?
Yeah, it looks like the ladder goes up quite a bit.
All right, we will do that then. I will go ahead and lead. Is that fine with you guys? I got the candle.
That would be helpful.
All right. So I don't know where my...
And up above you...
Scroll down.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
you can actually see light coming from above you.
All right, sweet. Come on, guys. Are you guys going to climb or fly?
I am climbing.
Same.
I'm surprised Zell would do that. You seem like the flying kind.
Yes, but I have a limited series of this. I want to keep it for extra splashy times.
Fine.
Shocker.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
You see that you're in a chamber. And again, this is going to be weird because we're actually on we're looking at it from a 2D perspective, like side scroller perspective.
We're playing the side scroller. This is awesome.
But you're 5 feet high.
Super Mario.
Okay. So in there's the very large sconce kind of set in the eastern wall, and it glows bright kind of orange. And it seems like its light is kind of focused across the way at the wall beyond. On the wall to the west, there's a very large motif carved into the stone of a beholder with 4 eye stalks and 6 that have been bitten off or segmented. In its mouth, which is open agape, there appears to be like a sarcophagus, or rather just kind of like a laying space for a corpse. You know how in like older kind of crypts, they would just kind of slide the bodies right into like a side chamber or whatever? Mm-hmm. It's like that.
Yeah.
And laying in there. Okay.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, exactly right. And there is a cadaver laying in there. It appears to be completely wrapped. And laying across its chest, kind of bound into its hands, is a bronze rod very similar to the Eye of Darelithoth that is currently in the possession of Jonathan Hopler, and set on its cap, unlike the other one, which is a green stone. This one has an orange stone, or kind of a yellowish stone.
Careful, don't touch it.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah, but isn't that what we're looking for?
I
Just
mean,
wait,
don't touch the
patience.
On the north wall, which would be the wall that you can see, not the wall that's invisible and we're looking through right now. On the north wall, there is a door on the far side, closer to the east, and it looks like it's a very tall door, but it looks like a door that can be easily pushed open. And it looks like you could attempt that at any time you'd like. Yeah.
Well, one question for you. I guess is there a wall right over here? Like,
yeah, that's
okay.
the one with the beholder relief, and inside of its mouth is the corpse.
Do you guys want to grab that rod or come back later for
Arcana check?
You want somebody to check it out before you just start grabbing up rods.
Just start grabbing stuff.
I'll
That
take
thing
a
is going
look.
to come alive.
The tabaxi is bleeding into the
right?
night, sir. It doesn't appear to be something that if you touch it, it'll Raiders of the Lost Ark you. It's two Indiana Jones references, but it doesn't look like it's something that's trapped or anything like that. It does look like it's probably magical though.
Does the corpse seem undead to you, Malik?
Oh, good question. Can I check it? I mean,
you can use Divine Sense if you'd like.
Oh, I can use that. I hardly ever use that. I'm going to use my Divine Sense to see if it's evil.
Okay. You expend one use of Divine Sense and you look at the creature, or rather the dead creature, and it is dead. There is no undeath to it. There's no evil or malignance to it. It's just a corpse.
Okay, I tell Zell that, but I say, hey, just because it's really dead and not evil doesn't mean that if you grab that rod, it won't get by some other magic turn undead. But hey, I don't know. I don't want to discourage you from picking up that rod though, because it'd be pretty cool.
Your Arcana check tells you that the only real presence of magic that you're feeling is the rod itself, not something that's lingering around the rod or keyed to the rod.
Sweet. All right, grab it, Zell. Let me get over here first, though.
When I get to this door, just open that up, see how that.
Yeah, I'm gonna open that up next.
Does anyone have a bag I could use, or something that I could cover my hand with?
I gave my backpack to somebody else.
Have a long coat. You could probably just use the hem of it at the base and grab it.
Swear, if this burns my coat, I'm blaming you.
You pick it up. It doesn't burn your coat. Make a dexterity saving throw, though, for me real quick.
Oh, you're going to drop it and it's going to break.
You nimbly enough keep the rod inside the coat and don't touch your skin or anything crazy like that. So you are definitely still paranoid and crazy about it and not accidentally touching it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Okay, is there a bag, seriously, that I could put this in? I'd rather not.
Hawk has a bag of holding.
The bag of holding is up with Hopler.
No. They took the currency out of it. They didn't.
Okay, then I have a backpack, yeah.
Yeah, the bag of holding always weighs 25 pounds, so he needed weight. The bag of holding didn't have it.
Got it.
Right.
So yeah, put it in my backpack of holding.
I'm going to... this is going to kill me. Also, Hawk...
Yeah.
Do you want me to just touch it?
No. Hawk, cut off my coat around where I'm holding it so that we can wrap it up in it.
Hawk takes his dagger and slices off the coat.
So the long coat becomes a slightly shorter coat as you cut away the bottom portion of it and use it as a wrap for the rod. Hawk, make a dexterity saving throw.
Sure.
I just killed Hawk.
No, he just killed you.
You touch the rod, and nothing happens. You accidentally place your hand full on it, missing the touch of the fabric, and you touch the rod, and your hand doesn't explode. You do not melt away.
So I wave it around a little bit.
You pick it up, you start waving it around.
Nice to see you, Mel.
Still attached to the base of it is Zell's bottom portion of his coat.
I'll put it in the bag.
All right. Do you leave the piece of cloth on the ground,
I
or do you give
take
it back
the
to
piece of
Zell?
cloth and I put it in my pocket.
No, I just need to find somebody with mending. But yeah, the rod does kind of glow a little bit when you touch it though, and hold it. Like it's kind of got a bit of like arcana to it. When you're holding it, not so much when it's inert. But once you got it, it doesn't seem to do anything bad to you. It kind of has a warmth to it, and then you put it into the bag.
Yep.
Sweet. All right, guys, let's go open that door.
All right. Okay, so if you guys go ahead.
I'm gonna go open the damn door.
All right.
Normally I'd check for traps, but after that shenanigans, I'm just gonna open the damn door. Somebody's got to move this thing along.
Perfect. You push open the door, and sure enough, it does push open just fine. And it looks like it leads into a chamber. And very quickly past that chamber moves to a staircase. The staircase is about 10 feet wide, stone, and each one of the stone steps is about a foot and a half, maybe 2 feet long away from itself. So the width of it is about 10 feet, and then the length of each stone step is about 2 feet. So pretty wide steps. Right. And it looks like it descends down for some time from what you can see. On the outsides of the stairway, there's 5-foot ramps, like just completely slick stone ramps that go along the side. And the walls beyond those ramps are completely covered in etchings and markings. Most of these designs and patternings appear to be warriors, and there appear to be glyphs and markings in a very strange language around each of these warriors. If anybody wants to attempt to make a history check, nobody knows the language, but you can kind of get an idea of what you're seeing here if you want to make
we really need Hobbler for this stuff. He probably knows this.
You'd want to draw the fuck out of it. You'd be wasting
Yeah.
time. So it appears that this is an old Vazriel tradition known as a Hall of the Dead. Halls of the Dead are basically lead-ups to a place of like specific honorifics to a person, and everybody who served underneath that specific person would be honored with a marking in the hall. In some cases, those people are buried in that hall, or their skulls are placed in the hall. There don't appear to be any remnants of people in this place that you can see anyways. But that's usually what the Hall of the Dead is like.
Well, guys, what did you do with that rod? You put it in your bag of holding?
Yeah.
Good, because then it wouldn't be sensed if we walk down this hall. You know what I mean? It's another dimension now. If we were to put it just in a regular bag and walk down that hall, if there is some sort of magic sense, that's going to say that it's been stolen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So maybe we can get away. I don't know. I don't want to overthink this but eventually we're going to run into some damn traps. So, let's just move on then. You guys want to keep going down these stairs?
Sure.
See where it leads. I mean, going down isn't really a good thing because we came from down, but who knows? May turn.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I like going down.
Yeah.
Hey yo.
That's a little shout out, huh?
Yeah.
Raymond.
Yeah. So you guys descend down for some time. If you guys are just walking at a brisk pace, how long do you continue going before you stop and turn around, or do you continue to descend down until you meet something?
Oh, geez. What do you guys think?
Again, the long walks are always the ones I give this offer to.
Yeah.
Your call, Hawk.
We're already partway down. Let's keep going for a while, right?
Let's keep going for a while.
Okay. So tell me what the limit of your patience is. And I will tell, if there is no limit to your patience, I'll just say we get to the bottom, and tell you how long it was. But if there's a limit to your patience, it might wear out. What would that be?
Well, guys, we've got to go at least a half hour, an hour. What do you think?
That's fine.
1 hour or half hour?
1 hour.
1 hour. 1 hour.
Okay. Well, about 45 to 50 minutes down, you actually come down to the base. It is a very long walk, to be sure. It'll be a lot longer on the way up.
He's 5 minutes.
I don't think Hoppler could do it. In hindsight, though, once you get to the bottom, Zell, you realize it probably would have been cool to just slide down the ramps. No, not so much, because at the very bottom, it comes to a landing, and it looks like it continues on through this Hall of the Dead. But at the end of the hall, there is hold on.
Dead person.
Yeah, there's a dead. What? There is a opening, kind of a pit, really. The pit appears to be 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, about 35 feet long and about 35 feet wide. But over the center of the pit, from where you guys are to something on the opposite side, kind of like a small balcony, there is a large plank of dark wood that's laid out over it. From what you can see, the pit appears to have just a bunch of rocks in it. But on closer perception, you realize they're not really rocks at all. They appear to be some sort of shell or carapace of some sort of insect.
Ooh.
They don't appear to be moving. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can't get you on the map here. On the opposite side of the balcony, or on the opposite side, rather, of the bridge, there appears to be a door.
It's the scarab from the mummy.
Oh, I'm not that guy. All right, this is a big map, so scroll all the way to the bottom, please.
All the way to the
Yep, see it.
bottom. Oh, I see myself.
I don't know what
I
Cardiff
see
is doing there.
nothing but
He shouldn't
myself.
do this.
I'm assuming it's dark.
Yeah, I only see
Oh.
myself.
Cardiff just likes to hang out with us randomly. It's not unusual.
He shows up every now and then.
Mel's light's not turned on. I'm pumped.
Oh, man. You know what, John? We had 2 candles of ever-burning candles.
You should have to, but I don't think you passed out the other one.
No, I have them both. Could I hand one to somebody else to put on their head?
Yeah. Hawk or
Please,
Iden.
Probably
Whoever.
Hawk.
Iden wants the
Hawk.
shadows.
Yeah, Iden might want to hide, so yeah, I'll give it to you too, Hawk. That way we could split up.
That's good.
All right, I'll put it on your character sheet.
I was pretty presumptive in moving you out over the thing. If you don't want to be out over it, that's fine. But it looks like it's wide enough and sturdy enough that if you walk out onto it, it's not going to force you to make balance checks or anything like that. And the stone that it's set in on either side, the stone looks like it was carved to let it sit within the stone.
Oh, cool. I think we should moonwalk over this, and whoever does it best lives.
Okay. Everybody make a perception check.
All right, let's do this perception. Like.
Ooh, wow, I actually perceptioned well this time.
Okay.
I
So
did.
Still not as good as me.
Zach and Zell, you would notice that there are a lot of these carapaces kind of laying about, I'd say, 15 feet below you. As you kind of like wander over and the candlelight just kind of flickering and shining off of them, you would notice that they seem to be kind of laid out in a specific pattern. It looks like they were placed on top of something else.
Huh.
And whoever did it did so very carefully and might have been hanging from the plank that you're currently standing on when they did it. Because the placement, you can kind of see it just looking at it. It looks like it was specifically placed the way that it's been placed. And it seems to be a layer over another layer or something else.
What do you think that is?
I'm not sure.
It's like if you're a cat, the curiosity would kill you because you'd want to move one of those to see what happens.
Someone throw a rock at it.
No, let's wait till we all get across first.
Currently rockless.
Just throw your weapon down there.
No, I don't think I will.
I don't think so.
We have a sending stone. We're going to keep that.
Chuck that right in.
Oops. Which one was it? There's only 100, or 1,000 stones in this mess.
Well, I guess we should continue across.
I guess we're going down? Or no, up.
Yeah, straight across.
All right. We go straight across.
Okay, so this is going to be a test. It's been a while since I think I've used this map. So bear with me here. Let me try something. The door appears to be made out of dark wood as well. And it looks like it's kind of a sliding door, like a pocket door. It goes from right to left.
All right.
Opening it.
Do you want to look at this first, Iden? Because I could see there being a trap now. I'm going to move over.
Sure.
Okay. Make an investigation check. Okay, so doesn't appear to be anything to it. Nothing that you can see. No mechanism, no device, no artifice that you can kind of catch here.
All right, cool. I'll open it then if you want to retreat. That way only one of us dies.
I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You can open it?
Yeah, I'll open it.
All right.
I've got the uncanny dodge and evasion. Like, I might as well.
You slide the door open, and once you get it slid open, you hear a click once the pocket door has gone to its full, like, open status. It kind of seems to slide that way anyways, even if you'd have to take some effort to try and stop it. But you hear it click once you do so. And you kind of like have this moment where, like, you know, Wile E. Coyote, you're pulling out a sign that has an exclamation point on it, but nothing happens. After you wait just a couple seconds more, you hear another click. And
Get
another
the hell out of here.
click.
Let's get in here, guys.
Okay, you guys move through?
Yep.
Sure.
All right. And after a fashion, a number of clicks kind of sound out behind you, and the next thing that you hear is the door sliding closed behind you.
Interesting. So what's
I want
this?
to go check the door and see if we can open it again.
Cannot from this side.
That's what I figured.
We're
It's a
trapped.
one-way trip.
Just needed you to say it to me.
How much? And hopefully we can get back to Hobbler somehow.
Hoppler.
Okay.
Through the sending stone.
So let me explain the room that you're looking at, because you're in a very large open space, and it's kind of intimidating because of the darkness. There is no light besides that which you've brought with you. You are standing on high polished marble that seems to kind of ring around a very wide open pool of water. The water is crystal clear, bright blue, and beneath it, about 20 or so feet down, you see what looks like a bridge, kind of similar to the platform that was up above the cistern in the other chamber. It does look like the bottom of this pool has a very similar styling to the cistern that you were in before. It too has grates at the feet of something. You can't really see it in this light because you are not close enough to it, but there's some form, some kind of thing, possibly made of stone, in the center of this pool. It just kind of, you just feel its presence in the darkness. And it seems that the passageways to your left and to your right around the pool continue for some time. Again, this is a very wide open space, to be sure. So yeah, let me know what you would like to do.
I know what I want to do, but you guys gonna talk me out of it? I'm right on the edge of that right now, getting ready to jump.
Go for it.
All right, you guys wait here. All right, I take my candle, jump in there, and I'm going to transform into Super Fishman.
Your tail forms out of your two legs, and you can swim around now if you'd like. So yeah, about 25 feet below you, there's that passageway, that balcony, if you will, and then about let's say about 80 feet below that, you can kind of make out. Again, it's dark in here, so you're not getting much light, but you feel that this depth is probably about the same depth as the water in the other chamber. Would you like to swim up the passageway, kind of towards whatever this looming form in the middle is?
Yeah, if swim just straight up.
Just keep swimming straight up. Yep.
Until I can see it.
Swimming, just keep swimming.
What's that thing with the angler? There's like an angler fish in here.
Once you kind of get to the middle, you can see very large hands. Kind of looking up, you can see that this appears to be a very large statue. You start to kind of swim up it.
Ooh, yeah.
It seems that the water goes up to its chest level, and up above it, you can see a looming beard. It seems that this figure, this very large figure, appears to be wearing Vazriel-styled armor, and it looks like the armor is very ceremonial and ornate. The work that went into the statue was probably not wrought by human hands. it appears that this statue, this large colossus, it appears to be very, very lifelike.
Okay, but it doesn't look like it's moving, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yet. I'm gonna sense
Do you
evil in this.
do you in any time moving around it? Do you touch it or like inspect it in any way?
I'm not going to touch it, but I'm looking at it. I want to divine sense it to see if I could sense if it's like evil or
no evil.
No evil. Well,
And
that's good.
What's the range on divine sense, real quick?
60 feet.
Yeah, there's no evil here.
There is no evil here. All right, cool. There's text on this statue then?
Not really much. You would have to kind of get closer to it and kind of maneuver around it to kind of look at any carvings or markings on it that are more fine. But from what you can see, there's no real detail to it like that.
All right. Ooh, what's this? There's like a little...
Yeah, like an armpit. You can go underneath and around it if you'd like, because again, you're still in the water. But again, it looks like you might have to kind of touch it to kind of break through. Do you touch it?
What I'm going to do, I'm swimming, right? Before I go into the armpit, I'm going to just reach out and touch it. Okay. With my finger.
So you guys are kind of like waiting for Mel to do something, and you don't know where he is, and you're like, kind of annoyed. And at that very moment, when he touches it, just touches it, one second.
Suddenly a beholder appears and starts killing you.
No, if this statue comes alive, I'm in big trouble because this thing's huge.
So when you touch it, you're kind of like you see something, and I'll explain to the others what they see before we get to you. Bear with me here. All right. You see a halo appear above the guardian statue, and it glows brightly, and it shines out across the entirety of the chamber, revealing everything to you. A soft chime, kind of like harp music, that's kind of just dancing across the waters, playing everywhere throughout, and it kind of like just, a very graceful and soft tune being played. You can see that there are some lily pads off to the right side, or rather the left of the statue, your right. They do appear very sturdy, very large pads of plant matter, with roots kind of descending down just a little bit, not too far down, underneath the waterway. And it does look like there is a bit of vegetation underneath the arms of the giant, down to the base. And you can see that the vents underneath, which are now kind of glowing out but still shadowed underneath the statue, they appear to be very similar to the vents that you saw at the base of the cistern and the other cistern.
Quick question. Do I recognize the tune at all?
Make me a history check, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. No, not at all.
I have a question for you. Is this the same type of a platform as was on the other spot we saw where the door was?
Yes, except that it's just underwater. It's 25 feet underneath the water.
Any doors on this side, or?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
But if you go over and check it out a bit, it does look like there's grooves in the stone underneath the lip of the pool, and they look like they kind of are behind the platform. Does that make sense?
The grooves are underneath the lip, and it's
there's grooves that run
okay
behind the platform all the way up to the lip of the pool. 2 of these grooves that run straight up.
Does it look like the platform kind of rides on them somehow?
Could be the case, yes.
Ooh, very cool. Do I see any levers anywhere? Maybe not.
No levers.
All right, I'm going to come back to these guys and kind of pop out of the water and tell them what I saw. And say, what do you guys want to do?
Should I ask Hoppler to turn the switch and see if it drains?
Sure. So you say to Hoppler, hey.
No, wait till I get out of the dang water first. Don't turn it on when I'm in here.
He flops out and turns his feet back into feet, and you tell Hoppler to turn the water down. And when he does, you can hear from the sending stone this watery rush, rush, rush. But nothing seems to change inside the chamber that you're in.
Must not be the area where they're getting the water from.
Keep in mind, this is about an hour away walk-wise from where you were in the first place, so probably not too close or linked.
John, are these columns that I'm
They are
pinging?
indeed.
You guys want to look
Go
around
with-
this room more?
You
Why
go
are
and
there question
investigate
marks
them.
over here?
Yeah, well, let's investigate them, sure.
Which one do you want to check out first? That one over there?
Well, there are question marks on my map over
I
here.
want to check this
Where are the
one
question marks?
by me.
There's 3 of them right where I'm pinging.
Oh, I think those are notes from past epoch. I got
Okay,
rid of them.
I was just wondering why they were there.
I think someone was taking notes because you're about to see some things here. So Hawk, you said you go over to the one, or Aiden, you're going to that one to check it out, and then Hawk, are you going with Aiden?
No, I'm where Malik is.
Okay, so go ahead and move yourself to it. All right, cool.
I guess I'll
Um,
go with
Hawk,
Biden.
you discussed the pillars first. So once you get to the pillar, you would note that the pillar runs from the bottom all the way up to the ceiling. And in the light, what you can see is that the ceiling is actually domed. It actually the best way to describe it is the doming of it. It kind of feels like you're in the interior of an egg. The bottom of the egg would be like the rounder portion, and that would be at the base of the cistern. And the top of the egg, like the narrower portion of the egg, is the ceiling above you. Narrowed and kind of it's not too terribly far off from the top of the guardian in the center, the statue in the center. The pillar, though, at about chest level for a man, so you and Mel both perfectly come to it, it appears that the pillar has a bronze metal portion that's kind of set inside of or around the pillar, and is covered with a bunch of Basriel writing. But there's one symbol that kind of just pops out to you on the markings, and the symbol is a symbol of. Let's see how it goes. So it would be a symbol of a beholder with 4 eye stalks and 6 eye stalks which have been bitten off.
So it's that same one. So there's no, the bronze is not any kind of lever or button. It's just.
So it appears that it's like a plating, but it seems to be set loose from the pillar above it and the pillar below it. Are you going to touch it at all, or?
Well, I'm just going to wait and ask what Zell sees. Zell and Aiden see on the other pillar.
Sure. Okay. So you guys see a similar motif, bronze segment, and then kind of set on it, there's markings, writing in Vasriel, which you can't really decipher. And then there is a single symbol that kind of stands out to you. On this one, it would be a dragon, very similar to the markings up on the statues up above, if you remember.
So I wonder if we push this, the one where Mel and Hawk are, it'll open the door where Hoppler is.
Maybe, or it'll bring that there's like a platform under the water there. Maybe it'll bring that up or down. So.
I got you on the markings, by the way.
Thank you.
No
That's a
problem.
lot better than my D for dragon and B for beholder. It was gonna work though.
So
I tried to draw them out last time he described them.
who has Zell? Do you have the stone with Hoppler?
I do.
What do you say we get him on the stone and ask him to look at the door as we push the bronze?
I am going to continue to identify columns while you do that. If that's cool.
Fine.
You're moving over to the column. Yeah, okay. We'll get to you here in a second, Zach. And then you said you're going to ask to speak to Hoppler and see if anything changes when you push what?
So is the bronze where the symbol of the beholder with the 4 eye stalks? You said it's not completely attached to the pillar. Does it move? Does it push at all?
So it spins.
They could turn it like a ring on a finger.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy?
Long time ago.
I want the knife.
Yeah, and he like pushes it back and forth like a
you can
record.
spin it. It spins along the column, so it like rotates around the column.
Okay, so let's do that.
Okay, so you spin it, and it spins around, and when it does, it makes a note. It keys off a note. This note in question is kind of it's not a full bass note. It's just above a bass note. It kind of has like it has a depth to it, but it's not like full like bassy sound. It's still harpsichord, and it adds to the tune that's already present. But it has its own sound. As it's spinning, it kind of has a hmm.
Too bad we don't have a bard with us. Oh wait.
So, Zell, anything happened with Hoppler?
Hoppler says nothing changed over here.
Nope.
I wonder if we need to play a sequence of notes.
I'm going to spin the dragon one.
Okay. It plays a note that's closer to more of like a high-pitched note, but it still has kind of like it's not a full high-pitched note. It has a bit of a depth to it, but not like a full-on depth like the last one. This one's lighter. This has a higher pitch to it. It's like this.
This is awesome. Let's go do these all around the area.
Aiden, you're already at the other one, and you can see that they're playing and spinning the notes as they go. And as long as they're spinning, the note continues. The first one to stop spinning will be the beholder one, and once it stops spinning, the note kind of stops playing. Aiden, when you get to the one that you're at, you would see that this one appears to have a symbol of a bird. Which you would recognize from the other chamber before, the large bird symbol. And do you spin it, or do you just leave it as is?
Yeah, I'll spin it.
It plays a high-pitched kind of note.
Great. I will move on to the final filler after you describe the one for Malik.
This one does not have a bronze cylinder around it like the last 3 that you've seen. This one has a silver placement, and it has no writing on it whatsoever. Instead, it has a total of 4 ladies, each with 6 hands, equidistantly placed upon the column. Their hands kind of intersecting swords at each point where hands would intersect. So they're like crossing swords where they would touch. And each one has a different face. One looks melancholy, kind of just like sad. Like the detail on this again is really, really good, by the way. So you can kind of tell the state of their emotion. One looks sad. One looks angry. One looks stoic or uncaring, and one looks kind of happy.
All right, cool. I'm gonna wink at the happy one and spin it.
You're on the other side. I was talking to Aiden.
Ah,
and
bummer.
I apologize. I was just letting him get to the thing. So a strange, weird woman. All right, Mel. When you get to the one that you're at, it is a bronze symbol. It has the Hydra symbol from before, and if you spin it, it plays a bass note.
Sweet. I'm gonna go to the water next.
Okay. Looks like there's a waterway that goes out of this chamber entirely, and it seems that the water seems to be flowing in from there.
Ah, okay.
There's a very gentle trickle of water entering into this place.
All right, sweet. All right, I'm gonna go in. So
Okay.
do the next guy.
A real quick note: the balcony that you're looking at across the way here.
Yeah.
These are not at the same height. Neither is this and this at the same height. Let me get the heights for you real quick. So this would be, let's call this 0 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
This is 20 feet above that, and this is 50 feet above that. So this is like directly behind the back of the statue.
I wonder if you could go under the water and then swim up fast enough to be able to jump out of the water onto that. That sounds like a challenge for
You want to give it
merman.
You want to give it a try?
Sure, but I'm gonna
Okay.
jump in the water. I gotta get all fin and everything.
Yep. You pop the fin and go ahead and make an athletics check. I'm gonna let you give it a try.
Pop a
Pop
fin.
the fin. It's like popping a wheelie or something. All right,
This is going to be the definitive test.
Because I like the idea so much.
Oh man, I'm so freaking awesome!
I like the idea so much because it sounds like something from Legend of Zelda.
That's perfect.
You splash into the water. Everybody kind of sees him descend. You're going towards which one? This one here or this one here?
No, I'm gonna go to this one. This is the tall one, man.
Oh yeah, you get about 20 feet up, but you don't make it all the way to the 50 foot.
Oh man, I thought for sure I'd make it. When I get up there, I
would
like
give
do
you
some
that.
awesome flip and go back into the water, like I did it
Yeah.
on purpose, you know.
Like a dolphin.
Yeah. They throw me some sardines.
Epic. Yeah, you think you might, with a check like that, be able to get to this one, but this one, for certain, there's no way you're flying 50 feet up.
All right, I'll go back over to this one then and try to be,
Okay.
you know, like I meant to do that before.
Do me one more favor, because I do have a kind of note that I want to give you. Make a perception check.
All right, let's do some perception. All right, not the best.
Nope. No worries. Nothing. All right. You head on over that way. Let's go ahead and talk to, let's see, who haven't I talked to in a while? The Bard. The important one. What are you doing?
I'm being all important over here. I am actually kind of intrigued by these lily pads down here.
Okay.
It just seems strange that they're alive.
Yeah, for sure.
I kind of want to investigate them.
When you kind of get to that point, you realize that they look pretty sturdy. Like, if you were to hop out onto it, you might be able to land on it and stay stationary.
I'm going to hop out onto one of them.
Okay. You have a strength of 10 at least, right?
That is a good question. Do I have a strength of 10 at least? I am going to swim up to one of them and pull myself up.
You have an 8 strength?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you just fly? You can fly.
Again, I don't want to waste it on things that aren't being
If I
seen
could
by other
fly,
people.
if I could fly,
Okay.
I'd be on top of this guy's head right now.
Hold on a second. So if you are jumping out into the water and then swimming over to it to try and climb out, I need you to do me a favor. Once you kind of get out to it, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
Okay. So when you kind of try to pull yourself up on the lily pad, what ends up happening is instead of you pulling yourself up, you kind of start to tip it. And you start to realize that the center of gravity of this lily pad is lower than you anticipated. So as you kind of try and pull on the one side of it, it's actually causing it to like turn and spin. And you think that if you try and apply more weight to it, it's going to flip entirely over and capsize, causing the spiny nastiness of it underneath to kind of pop up to the top. Your dexterity saving throw is good enough for you to realize this before you accidentally did that. Are you going to back away from the lily pad and head over to not the lily pad?
Aiden, can you give me a hand with this?
How?
I don't know. Can
What are
jump
you
from there?
trying to do?
I want someone to get on one of the lily pads, and I don't think I can do it.
Why?
For the love of... fine, I fly myself onto the thing.
All right. The second you activate your flight ability and start to kind of move away from it, everybody in the room starts to feel this strange kind of sensation and this loud buzzing sound. Zell, you are forced into the water, and everybody else is forced prone onto the ground. You see glyphs start to ignite along the ceiling, on the egg, like inside of the egg. All of that's real glyphs. Zell, do me a favor and make me
Make a drowning throw.
Constitution saving throw real quick.
He can breathe water still.
Oh, I'm so glad that the first one was
Yeah.
18.
So you're definitely fine. You can breathe underwater just fine, but you definitely have this strange sensation. I guess this Constitution saving throw was for nausea, because you're basically being forced down to the bottom of the water. After a short duration of 1 minute of buzzing and you guys being forced to the ground, the buzzing stops and everybody feels a little bit lighter and able to move.
What the heck was that?
I'm swimming out of the bottom of the water area and pulling myself back up on shore.
Perfect.
Have we tried to make the notes go in any particular order?
No, we need our bard to do that.
We need to do that. That's the key thing here.
Yeah. All right, I'll go man one of them then. And we'll get...
Zach, did you spin the silver one?
I was going to, but things have happened since then, but I guess I can spin it now.
We'll say that you were thrown prone at that point, and once you get back up, you spin it, and when you do, all of the glyphs in the egg kind of glow again, like they did just a second ago, and then they all kind of shimmer, and then they all kind of fade away, and this sparkling kind of dust starts to descend from the ceilings.
Oh boy.
Dust? Anyone?
Yep. Once it kind of hits the ground, Zell, it kind of, or hits you, you kind of realize what it is. It's residuum.
Residuum. You can make magic weapons with it, or magic stuff, right? I could use it to bring you guys back to life? I don't know.
Okay. So what next? Let's go ahead and say, Zach, if you got something else you want to do, go for it, since I skipped you that last time.
Can we gather some of that residuum up?
You're not Zach.
Whoops.
But yeah, the amount that's hitting the ground doesn't appear to be like super heavy or anything that's worth anything. It's literally just granules. It's not like coming down in clumps. It's coming down in like, think about dust coming down from like the ceiling when you look into the sun and kind of see it as your window. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the kind of level of sparkliness we're talking about.
Sorry, Zach, go ahead.
I'm just fucking with you, Andy. Chill.
I don't jump in front.
Zach, what do you want to do, bro?
I'm kind of waiting for orders from the bard on what he thinks we should do.
He wants you to go across that lily pad.
No, don't do that.
That's what he wants, but he just
We want the
fucked up
sounds.
trying to fly.
I want orders from the guy I'm not going to take orders from.
I want to hear what his next great idea is.
He wants the bard to bard.
Yep.
My job here is to question, not to generate ideas.
The skeptic.
But to poke holes in them. Exactly.
You're the skeptic. Mel's the religious. Hawk is the dutiful, and Zell is the party guy. It's like you were saying before, the Ninja fucking Turtles.
You happy with that analogy?
All right. So we're all going to get near a pillar, and Zell's going to tell us what to do, right? Which pillar don't we go to? Because we only have 4 of us, and there's 5 pillars.
The silver one, did that actually create any, or did any music start when that one?
None.
Okay, well.
What happened though is if there actually wouldn't have been because of the duration, but yeah, it seemed like the music stopped for a bit and then it kind of restarted after the dust settled. So just the background sound that was playing.
Right.
So maybe Aiden should go to the one between Zell and Hawk.
Hold on, are all of them playing right now, or did we shut one off?
No. So they have a duration. Like you spin them, and then after a couple of minutes, it stops spinning. It doesn't spin eternally.
Friction.
Should we try to do all of them at once?
No, let's go do it. Let's do it. Yeah, let's try it. I'm at this one.
So, but the one where Aiden is at doesn't make a sound currently?
It didn't make a sound when he spun it.
Right.
No,
so maybe we should have him go to the other one. Yeah.
It did the exact opposite. It made all the sounds stop and then made pixie dust fall from the ceiling.
Okay. So go ahead. Lead us, Zell.
Well, I suppose
Conductor.
everyone spin their thing.
Everyone spin their things. Let's go.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 5.
Do we go on 3 or after 3?
Is it like 1, 2, 3, and then a beat, and then we go?
We spin.
Or is it 1, 2, and then spin on 3?
As I just said, on 3.
On 3.
Yes.
And you're counting up to 3, not down from 3.
Not 3,
So
2,
it's
1.
1, 2,
I still
and then
have
when
2
you
lightning
say
spells,
3,
Aiden.
then
So just throws lightning bolts across the chamber. Fuck it.
Look at this.
Who's on first? Third
All right.
base.
Let's spin them, guys. Spin them.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Spin.
You guys all managed to get the spin exactly right. Perfectly on time. Whoosh, because you guys have been working together as a team. You guys are awesome. The second it spins, this just cacophony of it just kind of blares out from them, and nothing happens other than it's just really annoying sounding for about a minute or so as they spin. Do you want to stop them manually, or do you want to just let them continue?
Maybe we should go hit this thing.
I want to run over to the silver pillar and turn that while they're still playing.
Okay, you go over and spin the silver cylinder. When you do, the lights kind of spring up again. Dust starts to kind of descend down, and all of the music stops, and all of the pillars stop moving. And after about a minute or so, the background music chimes back up again.
Yeah, who has a standing stone?
Zell does.
Find out if he sees anything.
Hopler, do you see anything?
Nope.
He says no.
Should we try them in different order then?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. Does anyone else recognize what this tune could be?
I don't know. Let me jump underwater first. It'll sound different. It'll travel different.
If you've ever played Mario, you know when you're hearing the music and you're in a water level, but then you jump in the water and it sounds like it's a bit muffled.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna see if the fucking Mario music's on there. Kidding.
All right. So, guys, what do we do now? We could. Well, I don't know.
We could just start going through the different permutations, right?
Yeah.
Zell, Aiden, Hawk, Malik.
There's a lot of them, though. 4?
I know.
I don't know how many permutations that is. What is it? 4 factorial?
Mhm.
I don't remember. I don't remember my statistics, but it's a lot, I'm sure.
24, I think, right?
Okay. So you guys are gonna go the logic puzzle method. That's fine. That's what you guys are discussing. Zell, what are you thinking? You said you had a thought there?
I'm just still wondering about those lily pads.
I got an idea.
Strange there.
Yeah, you're definitely not skilled enough to jump out onto them and run across. But you think
got
that
an idea.
someone more dexterous might be able to do so. And it looks like from that last lily pad, it's a decent jumping off point to actually get onto a weird kind of point on the arm that you could stand on. You don't think you could jump out of the water to get onto that landing pad, but you think that you could jump from the lily pad to get onto it, just because of the angle.
Still think one of us should try to get out there. I feel like there might be a clue or something. Like the lily pads have to be there for a reason.
I agree.
So
But-
Aiden's the best
Do you
choice.
want me to do
No,
it?
no,
I can
but
do
I
it.
gotta- I got a way to beat it, though.
Explain why.
Well,
I got a way to
John
beat it.
just described that there's some sort of weird landing that might maybe lead to some sort. I don't know. Maybe there's a device or something you could activate then.
Yeah, but I can like swim up to it, and when I went in underwater and touched it, nothing happened bad.
No. So what I said though, like again, hear it this way. I know it's not really easy to see from this, but like if you jump from the lily pad onto the arm, you can get onto it. If you jump out of the water onto the thing, it's going to be more difficult or near impossible because of the angle of the landing on the arm. I know it's hard to explain, but I'm trying to give it to you in the best way possible.
Right.
I totally understand where you're coming from. Can I try and make that run?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Parkour.
Please.
You have a strength of 10?
No.
You do not have a strength of 10.
Can I throw him onto it?
The first one's
No.
with Beyond.
I have a strength of 8, but I have
Oh my
plus
gosh,
one
if
to
only
saving
some
throw.
idiot hadn't used Bigby's hand.
If you get a running start and make an athletics check, I'll try to be fair. That's all I can say. Go ahead.
Wait, can I give him? Can I
give him acrobatics?
What if?
No, I can't give him
What
acrobatics.
if
I was
I
gonna say, can I
take
help him?
Here's my idea, John.
Shoot.
Grappling hook with a rope on it. So it's run, and then jump onto the arm and throw the hook like higher up and use that to kind of give myself extra support.
I like your style. I like your moves. The main thing that we're trying to figure out here is a jumping distance of 10 feet requires a strength of 10. If you have a strength lower than that, you're going to jump 5 feet. So the athletics checks are going to happen in between each of these lily pads. So I need 1, 2, 3.
Hawk, why don't you let Hawk do it?
Here's what I'll give you. I'll give you 3 athletics checks, okay? And then the last one, you can make a range attack roll with a grappling hook to catch on and pull yourself on. Sound good?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to do this in a very specific order because there are a couple of things happening here. First things first, you're going to jump out to the first lily pad, make an athletics check.
Can I give him a help with sort of like, putting my hands out, trying to get him to push off?
With the first one, I'll allow it. Yeah. So you have
DC?
You have advantage, and the DC for this is going to be, we'll go with 8, because again, you're just trying to jump a couple more feet. You're just trying to get that up. You got a 20-foot movement that you're going to do before, and because you're going to be doing these in order,
First one's down.
you're effectively just going to be dashing. But here's the trick: once you hit the lily pad, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
Perfect. Go ahead and put yourself on the first lily pad. You're still in the kind of running and jump to the next one, but you immediately recognize that the lily pad, it kind of hit in a certain way, might flip or capsize and flip to the bad end. Go ahead and make the next athletics check. This one without advantage. Okay, put yourself on the next lily pad, and go ahead and make me one dexterity saving throw. Splash, splash, splash. You move across the lily pads with no problem. Heading to the next and the last one, make an athletics check. You hop to the last one, make a dexterity saving throw. Perfect. And make me a range attack roll.
I'm just pressing the crossbow, but
That's fine.
Same deal.
It'll be -2. The AC was 10. So you throw the grappling hook up to the pauldron, it catches and locks, and you kind of brace yourself in and kind of pull yourself to it, and you hit the stone surface, not hard, just kind of briskly. You'll feel it, but it's not like pain. And after kind of getting your footing and settling, you pull yourself on the rope up to the small little landing. When you get to the small little landing, you kind of look down at your feet, and set inside of the stone is a metal box, and the metal box has a handle set on top of it. The best visual I can give you is imagine if somebody put a GameCube in the floor. If you've ever seen or handled a GameCube.
Yeah. 100%.
All right. What do you do?
I'm going to try and pick up the GameCube.
You grab the handle and you pull up. And when you pull up, it kind of releases out and you have a box in your hand. But it kind of pops open at the center, kind of like a trap jaw. Okay? And a single piece of parchment falls out onto the ground near the hole where it came out of. And a very large stone. It looks like a gemstone, actually. And when it hits the ground, you realize that it is a emerald cut diamond, probably about 4 inches long and about 2 inches wide.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really pricey looking piece, to be sure.
What's the shape of it? Is it like slit-like or maybe like trapezoidal?
To give you the visual I can, if you've ever played Legend of Zelda, it looks exactly like a rupee. It's emerald cut.
Aha. Cool.
It's mine now, bitches.
Everybody sees it fall out for sure. It's not a small.
It goes in the water, and I have to go swim down and get it.
No, that's fine. Can I guess, like, pick it up?
Yep. You put the diamond into your pocket, and you pick up the note as well.
Yes.
The note
What's the note?
has 5 different writings on it, all from top down, and it appears to be written in 5 different languages. The first language that you see written appears to be the language you've seen all over this place, the same kind of runes and glyphs and markings, the Vazriel writing. The next markings appear to be a very old and elvish-looking writing. You have Elvish as a language you speak?
Yeah.
You would recognize it as Sylvan. And then you would see that the next writing is actually in Elvish. And then underneath that is Old Davic, or like old, like historical Dwarven. So if you speak Dwarven, you could potentially read that as well. And then the last script you don't recognize, but it looks very foreign to you. Make just an intelligence check. You might know it. It's actually what is known as deep speech, which is used by kind of aberrations or creatures of the Underdark in some regards.
Yeah, I got you.
Far plane shit. Okay, so you read the ones you know, Elvish and Dwarven. They both read this exact same thing, just in different translations to be sure. And it says the song of history will raise up the path to the depths. Let me type that out for you.
Yeah, no, I got it. The Song of History will raise up the... The Song of History will raise up the dragon breath.
The dragon breath. No, the
path to the depths.
Yeah, you got it. Well, you heard me. You got it.
Yeah, the dragon depths to the path.
Okay.
Cool. I will shout that to Zell and see if that means anything to him or Hoppler.
Okay. Make me, before you kind of head back to wherever you're going, make me a investigation check. As you're kind of putting those 2 items away, you realize that when you kind of move the diamond over the paper, it appears to actually kind of distort the writing.
Oh, does it distort the writing so it says something else, or
you kind of move it over the first couple letters of the languages you don't understand, and no, it doesn't seem to. Maybe, and then you kind of put it over the Elvish script and the Dwarven script, and yes, it does exactly that. It says, "Look to the past, and what is behind you, to open the door."
I will pass that message along to them.
The past was behind you. Well, it was what? That Chamber of the Dead was behind us, and those carapaces and that weird form.
All right. You just gonna jump in the water and swim across? Probably the safest route.
Yeah.
And do you want to try and like loose your grappling hook and bring it back down to you?
If at all possible.
Absolutely. Just a quick couple jaunts and it shifts off the pauldron, scraping down, and you kind of bring it to you and swim across. Perfect.
Sweet deal.
All right. So real quick, it's 9:30. I can go for a bit longer. This puzzle definitely does have a bit more to it, and I think you guys are kind of trying to ferret it out in your head. So I'll give you some more time. And if anybody gets tired or crazy, just let me know, and we'll cut it. But yeah, any point at this point is a decent stopping point.
Anybody have any ideas what that means?
Does Hoppler have any ideas as to what that might mean?
Are you asking him?
I'm asking kind of Zell to forward
I hold
that
up the
along.
stone to Aiden.
You pass the stone to Hayden?
Yeah, I'll relay him the messages and see if that
Let-
triggers anything in
Let
his
me just
head.
double check something real quick.
Yeah.
Because you may have unofficially set yourself as the Sigourney Weaver.
What I might have?
Yeah, I think sending stones are attunement.
Attuned, yeah.
I think so too.
Are
That's
there?
why. Yeah, that's why I thought you were like man in Milwaukee, bro. You like
You are-
committed to that.
You're Sigourney Weaver, bro. Ask the
Sorry.
ship.
Oh man!
Welcome to being the bard.
I'm at least Sigourney Weaver for Aliens, not from Avatar, right?
No. I'm talking about the one from Galaxy Quest where she talks. She says computer, and she asks that she's the only one who can talk to the ship. And then everyone like when it gives them the answer, it yells it out over the loudspeaker, but she still repeats it anyways. And they get mad at her because she's.
That's it. That's her entire function in that
She's
entire movie. Is
Yeah,
just to like the shields are
Let's just
down.
point out, I was the one that mentioned the lily pad.
It's amazing.
Fine,
It's
I
amazing.
asked Hopler the thing.
That's it.
What are you asking Hopler exactly?
Computer to set a
Hopler
course.
does. Sorry, I took my glasses off for a second. What was the first part of the thing before he did the?
Something
song.
about dragon breath.
There's no dragon breath ever mentioned, bro. I think you were just copying.
I know.
Some dang thing.
It was a joke.
Plus, the Song of History will raise the path from the depths, I believe is what I said. Yeah.
Hopler, does the Song of History will raise the path to the depths make any sense to you?
No, not at all. The Song of History could refer to the history of the peoples. He kind of scratches his head. But again, I've never met a Vazriel since they died so long ago, so I've never heard them play any music or anything.
Okay, what about look to the past and what is behind you to open the door?
Is it going to open the door over here? He kind of starts sounding very nervous. Maybe you should just let me know if that's something that's going to happen anytime soon, okay? Just in case.
Right, if we figure anything out, we will.
You can hear him fiddling with something on the other side. It sounds like a potion or something.
Just look at Aiden. I'm sorry. No.
I got an idea.
What is it?
I think what we need to do for the history is we need to play those columns in order of what creature came first, or at least our best guess. And then maybe hit this last one to stop it when we're all done. I don't know, because but there's a Hydra, a Beholder, a Dragon, and then a Bird. So
Okay.
What is the order of those?
Everybody make a perception check right now.
Also, sending stones aren't attunement.
they are
Fine.
now.
Give them to Aiden, you jerk. I just wanted you to be Sigourney Weaver.
You looked it up.
I didn't want to do it.
GM's where it goes.
Zach and Zelbor, both of you actually recall enough of listening to Hopler along the travel. Like you didn't just tune them completely out. That you're actually thinking about what these symbols mean and what like it means to the Song of History. So with that said, go ahead and make a history check, and I'm going to give you advantage.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's whichever creature came first or last, maybe. I don't know.
Double 17.
So you both recall, kind of at the same time after discussing it amongst yourselves, that there was really no mention of the beginnings of these. Like Vazriel culture kind of just sprung up, and there was no like timeline for when they were created. But you remember him specifically talking about battles that were waged. You also remember some walls from above that showed battles being waged. Specifically, the one that you are most familiar with, because you've seen it several times throughout, is the Beholder was defeated or killed by the Hydra. So that would mean that the beholder was killed by the Hydra. So it would have died first in the histories.
Right.
It would have died first. Okay. And then kind of sitting there thinking about it, you guys also recall that the only tribe that survived, the last tribe that was technically defeated by the elves, the six-armed woman with the four faces, was the dragon. So the dragon was the last of these four.
Right.
Basically the one that was not defeated by the other Vazriels.
Okay, what happened to the bird?
Doesn't matter. We know it's the third one, right?
Real quick.
Not necessarily.
It was killed. It died because of the elves.
Okay, so the elves killed both the dragons and the hawks, right?
The
What
dragon.
happens to the Hydra?
Okay, I see what you're saying. So the dragon. Okay, real quick. The dragon outlived all of the others. Is what I'm saying. The beholder was killed by the Hydra. Okay.
So beholders first, dragons last. What are the two in the middle is what we need to figure out.
No, it's this, guys. Watch this. It goes this. That guy was killed by this guy. And then the elves killed this guy. And the last guy they killed was this guy. So, I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Real quick.
How do we know?
I think you might have just in your interpretation. Let me just reiterate what I'd said, so you can kind of work with it. Okay. The only facts that you know. Okay. The Hydra killed the beholder. Okay. The beholder died before the Hydra. Okay.
Right. So that's why I was doing the beholder first.
Okay. Great. And then
that's why I was doing the beholder first.
The other fact that you know is that the dragon outlived the other three and was killed by the elves. We're represented in Vazriel culture by a six-armed woman with blades and four faces.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, let's take that, and then we'll also look at what we know. Okay. You spin the column, and after about a minute, the song that it plays dies out. Okay. And then what you also know is that when you spin the silver column, it quashes all music.
That's the elf column.
Yes. So when you spin the silver column, it quashes all music.
I was asking what happened to the Hydra.
I understand. But with your history check, you don't know.
Does Hoppler, can we ask that question specifically? Like, he might know the story of the Hydra killing the beholder. What happened to the Hydra after
that? Give me your exact wording.
Does he know the story of the Hydra killing the beholder?
Nope.
The Hydra, no. So the Hydra are known as the Svenin. They lived around Laviston or Hilton, and I never really had a chance to check out if there are any ruins or anything like that, either around the mountains or around that area. It's really something I want to do if I ever get a chance. But I do know that besides the dragon, during the war between the Svenin and the Derelithothi, the dragon destroyed the Karamusan and pretty much crushed them out from the lands near the barrier peaks where the dragons reigned, where the Ashmodeans reigned. The dragon people being known as the Ashmodeans. Let me get that put out there because you guys might have it in your notes, but let me just make sure you got it. Okay, 1 second. Good. So the Svenin people defeated the Derelithothi, and during that battle, during that engagement, the Ashmodeans destroyed the Karamusans. Is the other piece of information that Hoppler is able to give you.
Okay. So then
because he hasn't investigated the ruins of Hilton and the area they're in, he does not know the fate of the Hydra people.
Does he know the fate of... So the Caramusians were killed by the Ashmodeans, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So
Do
they
we
would be the
know
second one.
sequentially
During the same time,
identically, or like...
to his knowledge, again, with the knowledge that he has and that he's telling you, he believes that, that's the case. So he would think that battle probably went on about the same time. He knows that it was kind of at about the same time. He does know that the Hydra versus the Derlithothi was a quick fight because the Derlithothi were kind of mystics and kind of saw themselves as greater than they were, and the Svenin people kind of just trounced them.
Would Hawk know any of this? Who died first, the Svenins or the Caramusans?
Yeah, the only piece of information we need
Svenins or
to know
Caramusans?
is what happened to the Svenin people. That's the only thing we don't know.
Well, which one died first?
Since it has to do with military, I'll allow you a roll, Hawk, but you don't have advantage or anything. Just make a history check. Again, it's a long time ago, but you are amazing. So what I said was true. Both of those battles kind of started at about the same time. Okay, the Derlithothi fell to the Svenin people very quickly. The combat was pathetic. They thought they were greater than they were and wielded mightier magic than they actually had, and the Svenin people trounced them. The battle between the Ashmodeans and the Caramusans waged on for a long time because they were evenly matched. So you would pause it with that history check. The Svenin people destroyed the Derlithothi, and then the Ashmodeans destroyed the Caramusans.
So it's in order of first to last: Beholder, Hydra, Rock, Dragon. That's
the Beholder, Rock, Hydra, Dragon. I thought because
I thought that the Caramusans lasted a long time.
Nobody knows the fate of the Svenin people. The only thing that you are kind of positing regarding the fate of the Svenin people at this point is what you know about the Ashmodeans, is they lasted the longest.
Right, but you said, what about the Caramusans? Can you just repeat what you said about them?
They were destroyed by the Ashmodeans.
Here's my idea.
But they lasted a long time, you said.
During the same... Go ahead.
Here's my idea. I say first we spin the Beholder eye. Second, we spin the Rock column. Then we spin the Hydra column. Then we spin the Dragon column. Then we stop the Beholder column. Then we stop the Rock column. Then we stop the Hydra column. And then we spin the Elf column, which will stop the Dragon column, which I believe will... Yeah, no, did that...
It makes sense, but I just think that if that doesn't work, we have to do it with 2 and 3 reversed.
So
okay, but that's fine. But like, can we run it one way and see if it works?
Man your battle stations. Right. Who's spinning what?
Oh man, let's
I'm
fucking
by the bird.
Hawk will do the Beholder. He's by the Beholder.
Okay, I will do the Dragon when the Dragon is up, and then after the Dragon, I can run to the Elf to kill the Dragon at the end. Okay. Does that work?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm a rogue. I can make it.
All right. So you spin the Beholder, base note. Boom. You spin the Rock note. You spin the Hydra note. Oh, that's the bass note. I'm dumb. A deeper bass note than the Beholder. And then you spin the Dragon. Okay? So you have those 4 melodies kind of going at the same time. You cue the Beholder to stop, it stops. You cue the Rock to stop, it stops. You cue the Hydra to stop, it stops. And then Iden runs over to the silver column and spins it. Correct?
Right.
Yep.
The second that happens, all the music stops, and a rumbling starts to kind of shake in the chamber.
Oh, we did it.
Oh, what are you fucking we?
Hey,
man.
I have the same list that you did in terms of order. I'm just saying.
All right, that's fine.
Nice job, team.
Thank you. Y'all did well. Y'all did great.
The column beneath you raises up to the water level and then continues to ascend and segment into steps until it is placed perfectly against the arms of the statue and the hands of the statue. At this point, what you can see across that way is that there appears to be, set against the back hand of the hand holding the sword, a door. The door.
Oh, here we go.
Seems to just trace the outline of the door. Just seems to trace to those who are actually looking at it out of nowhere. If you've ever seen Beetlejuice, like where a door was drawn in chalk and then it became a door, that happens, but the door does not open. It is not open, and there's no handle or anything to that effect. Just the outline of a door.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Yep. You want to go over there? Go up the stairs.
All right.
You go up the stairs and a fireball hits you, and we all die.
Awesome.
Okay. As you approach the door and kind of step onto the last landing here of the steps, you can kind of feel like, you're on a very sturdy location, but you definitely feel like kind of displacement of the stone underneath you. When that happens, the stone door in the center of it, a shape starts to manifest, kind of form out of the stone, as if the stone were melting like water or moving like water to form this shape. And eventually what you see is there is a pattern, and then 4 gemstones appear. One pointing to the west, one pointing to the east, one pointing up, and one pointing down.
Is this where Gozer comes in?
Yeah.
The
Don't cross
gemstones
the streams.
all appear to be a different color, and then as you kind of approach the door, they kind of light up.
Huh.
Were the colors connected with the?
Oh, and finally, there is markings around the ring of the 4 stones. There's like a ring of writing around it. I didn't make a perception check. You recognize the writing from when you were moving the diamond over the letter, the note. It was the secret note, but in Basriel. But you'd be able to look at the paper and kind of decipher it. It would be the comment of, look to the past and what is behind you to open the door.
Look to the past and what is behind you to open the door.
Are
Do you
each
think
of
that
these
means-
creatures associated with a color?
Typically they are. Yeah, they typically are. The colors in question would be kind of a dark purple or black for the Hydra, light Flemish green or blue for the beholder, red for the dragon, and no, scratch that, yellow for the dragon, and red for the bird.
Right, the 4 humors.
Correct.
And so they match the colors of the stone?
They do match the colors of the stones.
Maybe we should somehow manipulate the stones in the same order as we, as we figured out before.
So you touch or try to manipulate the Derlithothi one? The blue one?
So beholder, hydra, rock dragon. So yeah,
So the second you touch the blue one, the light inside of the gem kind of goes away and fades. And then it stops for a second and kind of just, is fluttered out, but then it reignites very shortly after you press it.
Should we try it in that order then?
That's what I think.
Okay, so you press all of them in that order. So Derlithoth, you press blue, and then you press
Red,
then
black,
you press
yellow.
yellow, right? And basically, after each press, like the light goes away, and then it reignites.
Maybe we need to hold them down and then release them in the same order.
Mel, you're kind of hearing what Aiden said to you. Make another perception check.
Mel or Zell?
Mel.
All right, perception.
Old green beard, give it to me.
Yes.
All right. So you remember when you were doing super sick dolphin flips that there was a landing behind the statue that's about 50 feet up. And what you're thinking is, as you're kind of hearing this statement, is there's kind of a vantage point on the back of the statue that if you were standing at that point, you might be able to see. And you're pretty sure that that's behind the statue and would be looking to the past or behind the statue.
All right, cool. I could try to get up there, guys. Or somebody could fly if you know how to fly.
I remember what happened last time we flied. I'm not sure that's the best idea right now.
Yeah, then how am I going to get from here to there? I could try to jump up again, but I don't think I can make it. That was pretty high. Can somebody climb up on top of the statue and then maybe try to get across that way? I don't know what there is to purchase on that, though.
You want to climb up the statue? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, we're thinking about it.
Okay.
What about using just regular magic as opposed to flight is magic too. So I was thinking of that was one of your boons. So I don't think any magic's going to work in here.
I'm not sure. I mean, if you want, I could always try something.
Well, I don't want you to do anything that's not going to work, but you could try something, see if something will work. I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to get somebody on that shelf back there, that ledge, maybe. How far is the water coming up to these stairs?
Oh, the water's well below you. You're actually about 10 feet out of the water.
10 feet out of the water.
The only thing is, do we want to try something while we're all standing here? In terms of magic, I mean?
What are you thinking of?
I just, figured I'd do a minor illusion or something and see if anything bad happened.
Yeah, try it.
I'm going to cast a minor illusion that looks like the outline of the beholder.
Second you cast the spell, you can see that the glyphs around the chamber start to light up. But the second that happens, the song kind of stops playing, and you hear a loud sound come from the silver column to your side. And when it does so, the music starts to kind of create a tempo, and the glyphs above you just kind of stop glowing and become inert. The minor illusion spell is created before you, and there's a beholder.
Huh. I suppose I will
make an Arcana check.
I wonder if it shut off. Are the gems there?
So yeah, they're still there and still glowing. What you realize is that the silver column spun. Everything before that was very similar to before you figured the puzzle out. Like it was going to shut you down for the spellcasting, just like it shut you down from being able to activate your boon, the magical effect. But it seems that solving the puzzle and that silver column being spun activated automatically stopped it from stopping you. So effectively, it was a counterspell beforehand, and it counterspelled the counterspell.
Right.
Yay!
Kind of what I was figuring from the description. But yeah, I'm going to try to fly up to that.
You can fly.
Column, I suppose.
Okay, you can fly. You want to fly up over the statue into the landing then?
Wait, sorry. Did you want me to go to the landing or to the statue, Malik?
Go right here. Did you see that? Did you see that? Look behind the statue.
The landing.
The landing.
Okay, the landing. Yeah, I'll go to the landing then.
All right, go ahead and put your happy ass over there. All right.
Happiness alive.
The second you land, you notice three things. First, you look behind the statue. It looks like on the back of its head at an angle that only you could see because of your height, you see 4 colored circles. And the 4 colors are red, yellow, blue, and black in that order. All right. The other thing you would notice is that on the wall behind you, there appears to be some sort of device. I guess the best way to describe it is it's kind of a valve. It looks like the setting of the valve is kind of placed into the wall. It doesn't look like there are any mechanisms attached to it or anything to that effect. And above the valve, the basically a twist valve, there's writing in Vazriel. You don't really understand it because you don't speak Vazriel.
Right.
I know how we could translate it with that scroll.
But do me a favor and just make me a intelligence check. The valve doesn't like the I guess valve's the wrong kind of word. I'm trying to relay. Hold on a second here. Let me think of the word I want.
Switch? A valve opens and closes a pipe.
Yeah, but the round device that's connected to a valve, what's that called?
The round device.
Like the wheel?
The wheel of it. Yeah, but is it just a wheel? I thought that's a part of the valve, but I'm trying to think of what it's called.
I think it's just called the wheel, yeah. Like the
Let's
wheel
just go
of
with the wheel then. The wheel that's attached to what appears to be a valve, the valve is not really a mechanism or anything. The wheel appears to be removable.
Okay, I'm going to take the wheels off.
Okay. You can see that the keyed socket appears to be kind of like a star pattern shape. So like where you would put it into the wall again. And when you pull it out of the wall, like nothing terrible happens. You don't explode or anything. But you have a 2-foot wide wheel made out of bronze that's kind of burnished red.
Huh.
It's one of those things that goes in one of those holes.
Fly
That's
back
what
over?
she said.
Yeah, I'm going to fly back over. And I'm going to communicate to them, guys, red, yellow, blue, black.
Who presses what?
Why don't you do the honors, Zell?
Okay, I'll start off by touching red.
You would hit red, the light goes quiet, and nothing happens. It just sits quiet for a long time.
Well, who's... Okay. Yellow.
You hit yellow, yellow goes quiet, nothing happens for as long as you wait. And same thing.
And then I'm going to touch red again. No, I'm kidding.
Everybody explodes. The second you touch black,
we all die.
the second you touch black, the 2 caps of for capes on the pauldrons, you see those up there, kind of open up and start spouting out water. The water kind of starts splaying out to the sides, splashing into the water, kind of distorting the lily pads off to the side of it, moving them closer to the shore there. And the statue seems to kind of move down just a little bit, just a tiny little bit, like an inch or two. And when it does so, then the door falls away, just drops down. And there appears to be a very narrow hallway leading into the statue of the Guardian. It's dark, but the walls and the stone inside appear to be completely purple, like this passageway was carved completely out of it. But it looks like you can go inside of it. That said, it's 10 o'clock. It's a pretty good stopping point, I think. You guys did remarkably well. Let's see. The Puzzle of the Guardian is worth... Oh, we don't do experience in this one. And you guys will not level to 10 until after the Guardian. Right.
We're already 10.
No, wait a minute. We already
I meant out of 10. I meant out of 10.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I said words and they were wrong. But yeah. So next session, we will go into the Guardian and deeper into the bowels of it, into the depths.
Into the depths of the Underdark, where you shall meet the Mind Flayers.
No, nothing like that. That's great.
Oh, okay. Good voice, though, right?
No, I liked it a lot. It was good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody okay with next week, or?
I think so.
Should be.
All right.
It's a probably, but I gotta let you know.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I might be moving into my new
that's right.
apartment.
You're moving in the next couple
Not
weeks.
100%.
It's the second. Yeah, it's the second of June.
It's a 3-phase move in. Like first weekend is moving my girlfriend's stuff in. Second weekend is moving all of the furniture in. Third weekend is like moving all of my clothes and stuff in.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
You have a plan.
Yeah, dude, it's all figured out.
I like people who have a plan. It's always smart. Okay,
It's
I'm
like
gonna go ahead and stop
the. Yeah.
It sounds like a pretty decent plan. I mean, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the stream. Thanks for watching, Chris Edwards. All right, later.
Yeah, dude.